I'm Bloody Sigmund. That's it. Which Blues fans want some right now? Let's punch on. Let's punch on right damn well now. As State of Origin Game 2 is about to get started. Hey guys, how you going? So down BKRsport. Yeah, you weren't expecting that, Blues fans, were you? You weren't expecting that little jab. You got to keep them on their toes, keep them surprised, especially when you got the Bullman refereeing tonight. Gonna be interesting. Gonna be interesting how we get on here today for Origin Game number 2. We could either see the Blues win the series after Queensland obviously won it last season, or we could see this go to a decider, baby. Up there at Suncorp Stadium in game number 3. That would be absolutely beautiful, wouldn't it? I think even Blues fans agree with me, don't you? I think you even agree with me. Do you not? But this game is going to be at the Melbourne Cricket Ground in Melbourne, the MCG, where Queensland do not have a fantastic record at this stadium. Actually, when was the last time Queensland won at the MCG? It's a great question. It's a fantastic question. Gee whiz, I'm an unbelievable question master. 1995. I was 1 year old. I was just a singular 1-year-old little baby. And that was the last time we won at the MCG. Yep, that's the last time. That is a long time between drinks. So I'm a little bit nervous in regards to that stat. But look, stats and records are made to be broken, aren't they? They're made to be damn well broken. And us, as Queenslanders, we just got to hope that tonight it all changes around. We've got to hope that tonight is the night that Queensland can keep this series alive despite all the efforts from the Bullman in game number 1. Despite all those controversial efforts, we've got to hope that today we can see the difference. Now, obviously, guys, the first game was 22-20 to the Blues at Accor Stadium. Obviously, we know that was a very controversial one. I'm sure we'll get into that when we get into the comment section soon enough. This game here today, like I said, is at the MCG, and then in 3 weeks' time, we will see the third game at Suncorp Stadium as hopefully a decider. But let's get into the two-team lineups here for today, and then we'll get into the chat and see what you guys are saying. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you are new around here, and let's get rocking and damn well rolling. So the Blues, they play host here at the MCG against the Maroons. The ins here for the Blues, they've made changes despite being a winning team. You've got Apisai Kodori-Sal, Dylan Lucas, Jack Bostock, Mark Nwanatawase, Mitchell Moses, and Payne Haas coming in, with the outs being Blake Brayley, Case McLean, Jacob Saifidi, Matt Burton, and Stephen Crichton. So obviously Crichton has not been exactly too fantastic, but there has been, niggling injuries that have been preventing him from being that great player this season. But unfortunately, contextually, he has been really, really poor across all of his rugby league this year. So it does make sense in regards to that change there. Blake Brayley is also a forced change in regards to him having a broken arm, or I think it was a broken arm for the Cronulla Sharkies in the game immediately after. Maybe I think it was against the Dragons, if I'm not mistaken. I cannot remember. But he did sustain an injury there, which forced him out. Case McLean, I'm sure, is not an injury. Am I mistaken here by thinking this, which is absolutely insane to me? No, injury return date revealed. No, so he is. Okay, so he's set for a 4-week layoff. So I was going to say that's absolutely insane. I couldn't even think about it. You got to also remember, I'm currently in the middle of a hectic World Cup schedule here on the channel. So I've got to adjust myself to get back into this rugby league brain throughout the week because we've been smashing out FIFA World Cup. We've got Portugal versus DR Congo tonight, plus also England versus Croatia. So forgive me for forgetting that he he is out injured here. He's got a 4-week injury layoff that will see him miss game 3. Okay, so he's not even going to be back for game 3. Okay, well, that's huge there for Queensland. Obviously, you want to play the best at all times, and God bless him, you don't want to see an injury. But yes, he is injured for this one, which does suck because he was unbelievable when he came on, but also contextually when he came on in that game 1, it was when Queensland were down a man in the last 20 minutes, and that was when the Blues were able to open up. So I would have loved to have seen him here for the full 80, but obviously that cannot be. But some massive inclusions here. We'll get into the full lineup. James Tedesco is the fullback, with the wingers being Brian To'o and Mark Nwanatawase. Brian To'o from the Panthers, Nwanatawase from the Roosters, and Tedesco from the Roosters. You go to the centres of Tola Tauquala from the Manly Seagulls and Kotoni Staggs from the Brisbane Broncos. You go to the 5'8", which is Mitchell Moses from the Parramatta Eels. Interesting selection here. And the halfback is Nathan Cleary from the Penrith Panthers. You go to the front row forwards of Payne Haas from the Brisbane Broncos, soon to be the Rabbitohs next year, and Mitchell Barnett from the Warriors, soon to be at the Brisbane Broncos next year. here. The number 9 is Reece Robson from the Roosters, with the back row being Hudson Young from the Canberra Raiders and Dylan Lucas from the Newcastle Knights. Another interesting selection there, with the 13 being Isaiah Yeo, who is the captain from the Penrith Panthers. You go to the interchange, which is Cameron Murray from the Rabbitohs, Victor Radley from the Roosters, and Fanor Blake from the Sharkies, Apisai Kotoi-Sau from the West Tigers, Ethan Strange from the Canberra Raiders, and Jack Bostock from the Redcliffe Dolphins. Very, very nice little selection there on the bench, with the reserve, the 20th minute reserve, being Hamoli Olakawatu from the Manly Seagulls. I find that astounding. They've made that change there, and they've brought Dylan Lucas into the back row instead of him. Not saying that Dylan Lucas is a bad player. I think Dylan Lucas is a great player, but I just feel like it's very harsh to drop Olakawatu for this game, especially when they did still win. However, the context needs to be applied for New South Wales here, that the first 60 minutes, and Blues fans have all come out and said the same thing, and the Blues players have said the same thing. I think even Laurie Daly came out and said the same thing, not that we trust his word on much. But with that being said, the Blues were outplayed for 60 minutes before the big controversial moment of Kalen Ponga obviously being sent off. And then once he was sent off, the Blues were able to open up. There was obviously a player down for Queensland, and the Blues were able to come back in that game with a man advantage. The thing is that first 60 was still a thing, right? So without it being a unfair advantage or fair advantage for whatever reason, whatever you think, but despite it being a unfair advantage with the 13 on 12, the fact of the matter is that first 60 was when we saw 13 on 13, and New South Wales just simply weren't great. They just simply weren't good enough in that game. So I can understand why they have made some changes here and some substitutions. But my biggest question mark, despite that coming into game one, I would have expected Mitchell Moses to be in the halves. Obviously, he was injured. But Ethan Strange had an absolute cracker game. Ethan Strange killed it when he was in the team for New South Wales. They've brought back Mitchell Moses in immediately, and Moses, this year, his form has not been spectacular for the Parramatta Eels. Yes, he had a really, really good year last year, and when he has played Origin, he has been unreal. However, I don't think that's been alongside Nathan Cleary, even though I do think this is the best halves pairing. I do think that it's quite harsh to see that Ethan Strange has made that drop back, considering that he was one of the instigators behind them being able to get over the line in game one. So I do think that's relatively harsh. But if we go through their entire team here, the fullback James Tedesco, we know how quality he is. I've been arguing for his case for years now, even though Dylan Edwards, I did feel, earned his spot over the last couple of years. There was a lot of unnecessary hate for James Tedesco, and people were very much off him, and I just didn't really understand it, because James Tedesco is a fantastic fullback. Yes, he got out-jumped by Lindsay Collins, and look, it's crazy to remember that, but the fact of the matter is that James Tedesco is well earning of his spot here, and obviously scored the game-winning try in game one. So I think that really nullified all of the potential hate that he could have received there. But I think James Tedesco is the right answer, despite the fact that Dylan Edwards this year for the Panthers has actually been in much better form than he was for them last year. Last year, he was really, really poor, but this year, he's actually been absolutely crushing it there for the Panthers. So it was a ballsy decision to go back to James Tedesco and go back to an X here. However, it has obviously worked out, because I don't think that Dylan Edwards was scoring that try over the top of Hamiso in that first game in the last minutes of the game. I just don't think Dylan Edwards would have been there. That doesn't mean that I think he's a bad player. I just think Tedesco was going to be there. That's what he does, and he is very well known for that. So I love this selection of James Tedesco. I think it must be, and obviously they've kept it from game one. The wingers of Brian To'o and Mark Nawaqanitawase. Brian To'o is just a simple answer. It's obviously going to be the case. Didn't have a fantastic game one, but you are always selecting Brian To'o. You just simply are. He's one of the best wingers in the game. You could make the argument for best winger in the game. He's adjusted the position over his years throughout his career, and I do feel like by the end of his career, he's going to go as one of the best wingers of all time. And then you go to the other side, where we've got inexperience coming in here. So Mark Nawaqanitawase from the Roosters, this is his debut game. Very ballsy decision to put him in his debut game here, because he is off to Rugby Union next year ahead of the Rugby World Cup. That's actually in Australia, late on in 2027. So Nawaqanitawase is a very strong attacker, and he really can put the pressure on you with his jumps high up in the air. He leaps high like a gazelle. But defensively, you can target him with a high ball, and he can be a little bit susceptible on the defense. So it's going to be interesting seeing him adjust to the Origin game here. Some players have it, and some players don't. We can't say that he doesn't have it, and we can't say that he does have it, because we need to see him tonight. We've seen plenty of bigger dogs fall when it comes to Origin. Even Nathan Cleary, for example, who has absolutely dominated the NRL throughout his career and won 4 premierships, and is probably on target to win a Dally M this year, provided he doesn't get suspended or whatnot, or provided he doesn't get an injury. Touch wood, that doesn't happen. You never want to see that. But Nathan Cleary has still not... Well, you could make an argument based on game one, but contextually didn't really do too much until that last 22 minutes when that sin bin or that send-off did happen. Nathan Cleary still needs to establish a dominant level here in Origin, because for many years now, this Blues team has had a better team on paper. Jeez, I just bit my own tongue. They've had a better team on paper and should have a lot more to say for themselves in regards to winning the series. But Queensland just seems to always find a way to be that gritty team and find a way over the line. We'll see if that happens again here tonight, especially considering that first 60 in the game one. However, guys like Nathan Cleary, who have dominated the NRL, still have those question marks in regards to Origin. Now, if he goes and just crushes Queensland from the get-go here today, I do think by winning this series and being that dominant figure in this series, it probably does go a long way to establishing his Origin tenure, which will go a long way for the post-career, because I won't say it until post-career, but it will go a long way for his post-career, where you will obviously talk about him potentially being the greatest player of all time if he can lock down this Origin game, because we're probably going to still see some more premierships from the Panthers with Cleary there. So I know we've gone from Noah Tuwase to Nathan Cleary there, but the point is that some players don't necessarily translate to Origin despite their quality at the domestic level. And I think Noah Tuwase definitely can do that. And obviously he is off to a big stature of the Wallabies next year ahead of their Rugby Union World Cup. But we just have to wait and see with what Noah Tuwase is going to do, because you can target him on defense, but he is going to be an absolute vital threat when it comes to the attack. You go to the centres of Tolutau Koala and Kotoni Staggs. This is not necessarily a centre pairing that gets the same scare factor out of you that we saw a couple of years ago with Tom Trbojevic and Latrell Mitchell. Obviously, times are changing, and this has to be the case. Latrell Mitchell has been injured, and we've also seen Stephen Crichton. His form has not been great, and he's got those niggling injuries. And we've also got Casey McLean now, who is injured. So they've got Tolutau Koala, who was a part of that controversial moment in Game 1. He is back in a probably a more respectable position for him. You know, obviously on the wing, you wouldn't necessarily have said that Tolutau Koala was doing too well there. It's not usually his position. He's usually a centre or a fullback. So I do love him in the centres here today. Can be a tough player. Is obviously a very fast player. You get him into open space and he'll be away. There is quite a bit of speed here, though, for Queensland on the other side, especially if he's on the same side as Hamiso, which I truly believe he is. So that is a good battle there in regards to speed, even though I think Hamiso probably does have his number in regards to speed, but Tolutau Koala is still very, very fast. It's a good selection, and we'll see how it does pan out. And I think that you are pretty safe to expect and understand what you think is going to happen here from Tolutau Koala. I don't think he's going to give you a completely contrasting, could have an awful game or an amazing game. I think you're going to have a pretty good idea of where he's going to come in and fall under that bracket. You go to Kotoni Staggs then for the Brisbane Broncos, and that's another one where that's actually the complete opposite to Tolutau Koala, where you don't know what you're going to get from Kotoni Staggs. You're either going to get amazing or you could get really, really poor. Now, nowadays, he's having more very, very quality games than those really, really bad games. But those really bad games do still exist there with Kotoni. And we've seen it before for New South Wales. I don't think he unbelievably stood out in Game 1, but I also still think that he didn't do too badly at all. I thought that he was actually pretty solid for the first 60 overall, comparatively. And I think it's a good selection here. However, I do watch enough of Kotoni Staggs. We watch every single game here of the NRL on the channel. We've done so for many years now. I do fully expect Kotoni Staggs to have that really, really good game over here, but it's also very difficult for a lot of these players to have those individual amazing games when you've got such a star-studded lineup. So Kotoni Staggs, I'm pretty convinced, and I think he'll be defensively solid. But, again, he can have that kind of poor game. So you do have to keep an eye on that, but I'll still back him in here. You go to the 5'8", which is Mitchell Moses and the halfback Nathan Cleary. The biggest thing, like I said before, the confusing nature is that Ethan Strange has been dropped to the bench despite having a cracker game in Game 1. Everyone was talking about him. We're all saying he is just simply New South Wales, isn't he? He's just such a quality player, and he found a way to break through. He's been having a struggle season with the Raiders, but I would really be looking towards him not working out with Ethan Sanders right now, because clearly he worked out with Nathan Cleary when it came to the crunch. Again, though, was in the context of that back 20 of the game. Mitchell Moses comes in. We know what quality he can provide. We know what he's done for New South Wales before, but it is a slight little worry in regards to the fact that he has been out injured. He wouldn't have the game time recently. When was the last time he played, actually? It would have been maybe a week or 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks before Origin 1. So what's that, about 5 weeks ago now, 5 or 6 weeks ago. So he wouldn't have that game time necessarily. However, we know what he can provide. And it's going to be alongside Nathan Cleary, who's one of the best players of all time, man. He is incredible. He's been crushing it with the Panthers. He should win the Dally M this year. This halves pairing is what you originally would have said. It's just the guarantee. Before this season did start, I said Mitchell Moses and Cleary have to be the guys there. Mitchell Moses, clearly his Origin form has shown, and Nathan Cleary, he's the first name selected on this paper. Regardless of whether you doubt his previous history in Origin or not, Nathan Cleary is always going to be the first name selected on the paper. So this is a dominant halves pairing. It comes down to Mitchell Moses allowing Nathan Cleary to be the dominant halfback, though, and Moses has to play off of the back of him. Because if Mitchell Moses decides to try and be the 7 here today, whilst Nathan Cleary is the 7, that's going to cause problems, that's going to cause friction, and Mitchell Moses needs to recognise that, unfortunately, today, this is not his decisive team. This is still Nathan Cleary's team. As the halfback, he is still the definitive leader. And being at the 5'8", you have to respect that. You have to show your quality playing off of the back of that, because you can't have two different directions here. You need to know what you're doing from the outset in an Origin game. That's the only question mark that I could say about with these two halves, is that Moses might want to still be that leader when he has been that leader for New South Wales in the past, and he is that leader for the Parramatta Eels. This was my biggest question mark about Cherry Evans going to the Roosters this year and stepping behind Sam Walker, which we've kind of seen a bit of question marks between those two throughout the year. That's the only question that I would have for Mitchell Moses and Cleary. But outside of that, they absolutely could be just scary if they work out together. If they are flowing and they are moving fluid like these two players can play, then I'm telling you it's terrifying for Queensland, because if these guys are on, it's going to be just buddy whomper. Now we go to the front row forwards here of Payne Haas and Mitchell Barnett. This is dangerous. Payne Haas comes into the team. Very, very dangerous duo here. Mitchell Barnett didn't really do too much in that game one, and I'm surprised that he's actually here over the likes of Jackson Ford, whose form has been just absolutely electric for the New Zealand Warriors this year. But Mark Barnett has been there before. He's done it before and cracked it on before, right? So I love this two front row forward pairing. And it is obviously one Bronco to the Rabbitoh and one Warrior to the Bronco that is happening here. But it is dominant. It is scary. And it's going to be a really good battle with them and the two Queensland forwards. But obviously that Payne Haas name just holds so much weight and takes these New South Wales front row forwards to that next level when it comes to the recommendations and the recognition. You go to the number 9, which is Reece Robson from the Roosters. He's been unbelievable for the Roosters this year. Been absolutely fantastic to watch. However, the Roosters are struggling right now, and as you can see over here, they are on fraud alert, and I'm telling you, they're on fraud alert, all right? They are on fraud alert, even though we do give a bit of excuses for that Dolphins game because they have so many players out because of this game. But Reece Robson is a number 9 that's just going to work his ass off, and he's going to put you into good position. I didn't really rate him a fantastic amount as the Cowboys as I do rate him now. And I think that when he was in the Blues last time, I thought he was okay, not spectacular. But with this Blues team today, I do feel like he's going to get that role going on. It's very difficult to not be quality when you've got this kind of distribution. Like when you've got these players that you're distributing to, if you have a rough game in the 9, there's a problem. There's a serious problem. That goes the same for the Queenslanders that do have this sometimes as well. If you struggle to distribute with the players that you have around you in Origin, there is an issue. The number 9 is a very difficult position. It is not an easy position, but you have no excuses to perform poorly. You really don't, because the distribution that you have at your disposal is monumental. So Reece Robson needs to utilise that here today. The back row, absolutely crazy. Hudson Young and Dylan Lucas, you can't complain about that. Obviously, it is interesting that Olakau'atu is not here alongside Hudson Young. Hudson Young, I still have those question marks about him playing at the Origin level. I think he's one of the best back rowers in the game in the NRL. When it comes to the Origin, I think he buys into the moment a little bit too much and doesn't actually play the game of rugby league as much as he needs to dominate as much as he really should be. I love him as a try-scoring threat. He did score a try in that first game. I would say it's controversial, though, on the back of there was a previous call that didn't make any sense that went Blues' favour, and then they score off the back of it. With that being said, though, Hudson Young still found that try and absolutely crushed it in. So it's a great selection, but at the end of the day, when it comes to Origin, he hasn't necessarily translated on that consistent level to Origin just quite yet. Dylan Lucas, his first crack at it here today. He's been unbelievable from the Newcastle Knights. You know, defensively sound, attacking, just brilliant for the Newcastle Knights. They've got two really creative X-Factor back rowers here, which is completely the opposite to what you're seeing from Queensland. And it is also quite interesting, one of their back rowers here, for Queensland, who has not been in spectacular form, which we'll talk about in a second, has not been in spectacular form for the Sharkies since about halfway through last year. So that is an interesting selection there into the starting back row. But with that being said, these two New South Wales players, they do have that X factor, they do have that creativity, and it's going to be really, really fast-paced in the back row. And then the third in is Yo, the captain. He is just so intelligent, so smart, and he knows what he's doing. And then when you go to this bench, overall, I don't really know how they're going to utilize it. I'm sure Appy is going to play at some stage. You can only use 4 players here, so I'm not too sure how they're going to utilise a guy like Appy and also a guy like Ethan Strange, but there was also word that Ethan Strange could be playing back row, which is really confusing to mine. Ethan Strange playing back row, I'd target the living shit out of, to be completely honest with you. I'm surprised. Maybe that's a little bit of wordplay and a bit of trickery there from Laurie Daly in this New South Wales team. Surely they're not playing Ethan Strange as a interchange back row when they've got Cameron Murray there. And they've also got Victor Radley here in the forwards and Adam Finnell-Blake, but he'd be obviously just prop. I don't think Jack Bostock will be getting in today, provided there's not an injury or a situation that obviously we saw in that previous game. But that is a very interesting little stipulation to make there. Overall, I think this Blues bench is quality. I really do like it. I think you've got that option of Jack Bostock if you really need to in the back line. Plus, you've got Ethan Strange if Mitchell Moses wasn't able to, get out the game due to those injuries that he's been seeing quite a bit frequently, unfortunately. If you want to bring on a third half, you do have the ability to bring on Ethan Strange. Adam Finnell-Blake, obviously, form-wise, hasn't been great for the Cronulla Sharkies, but also is one of the most dominant front rowers in the game when he is on. Victor Radley, I don't know what kind of impact he's going to have off the bench, but he's going to come in flying, that's for sure. And Cameron Murray, for mine, I've always said this, I think that he is a start or bust player. I don't think that he is a coming off the bench kind of player. I think you have to start him, otherwise not have him. Obviously, they haven't gone with that, and they don't like him playing in that back row overall anymore, and more so just like him coming off of the bench, which is quite interesting for mine because he can't get the 13 because Isaiah Yeo was locked in that 13 for the last, however long, 5, 6, 7 years or however long he's been there. I like this New South Wales team. I think there's definitely questions that you can ask about it. There's definitely a lot of questions that you can ask about it. And we're going to see today if Laurie Daly has the cojones, son, because he's made some big decisions. He's made some big changes despite winning that game 1. Some of them have had to be forced, and some of them are, still similar to the question marks that they had in game 1, but there is a high upside with this Blues team. There is a high upside, but there is actually also an extremely low side where it doesn't work out and there's too many chefs in the kitchen, which is what you can find in Origin quite a bit, whether it be for New South Wales or Queensland, but specifically more for New South Wales on the basis that the high upside turns into a shit fest because everybody wants the ball. That can be very, very quickly done there. So, we'll see how that one does pan out. But let's get into the Queensland team now to see how they're looking to rock and roll here today. Obviously, guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. The game starts in 40 minutes' time. The ins here for the Queensland team, Helam Lukey, Kutakafi Funifuwiyaki, and Murray Taulagi, with Reece Walsh also in. The outs, Ezra Mam, that's not surprising, Gehama Shibasaki, and Patrick Carrigan. He is out here. So 3 Broncos have unfortunately not been here. Paddy Carrigan, I believe, is injured, but 3 Broncos are out, and we actually don't have a single Bronco in the starting team. We do have Reece Walsh on the interchange, but that doesn't mean that he'll necessarily play. His form has actually been so poor this year for the Brisbane Broncos. He's had injuries, and even when he hasn't been, he just hasn't been on. So it's a little bit of a token selection here to make sure that there is at least one Brisbane Bronco in this team for mine. But we also do know the quality that Reece Walsh can bring when he is on, when he is ready to rock and roll. He absolutely can crush it. So I get it, I do, but this season he hasn't necessarily earned this spot this season. He has based off of previous seasons, and it has been in their team, obviously last year, when Kalen Ponga over the last couple of years has withdrawn himself from Origin to refocus on his Newcastle Knights and refocus on his form throughout some tough years there. Reece Walsh hasn't necessarily done anything this year specifically to earn his spot in this Queensland team, but it also does make sense that Billy Slater has selected him for the extended bench here. Now, the fullback is Kalen Ponga from the Newcastle Knights, with the wingers being Selwyn Cobbo from the Redcliffe Dolphins and Jojo Fafita from the mighty Gold Coast Titans. You go to the centres of Robert Toya from the Sydney Roosters and Hamiso Tabawai-Fado from the Redcliffe Dolphins. You go to the 5'8", which is Cameron Munster, the captain from the Melbourne Storm, with the halfback being Sam Walker from the Sydney Roosters. You go to the front row forwards of Thomas Flegler from the Redcliffe Dolphins and Tino Fa'asul-Malawi from the champion Gold Coast Titans. And number 9 is Harry Grant from the, I nearly said West Tigers just now, Harry Grant from the Melbourne Storm. You go to the back row, Britt Nakora, interesting one here, from the Cronulla Sharks, and Kurt Catewell from the New Zealand Warriors, with the 13 being Ruben Cotter from the North Queensland Cowboys. You go to the interchange, Max Plath from the Redcliffe Dolphins, Lindsay Collins from the Sydney Roosters, Kulakafi Finifibiyaki, love this selection from the Dolphins, Trent Loiero from the Storm, Reece Walsh from the Broncos, and Murray Taulagi from the North Queensland Cowboys, with Hillam Lukey from the North Queensland Cowboys as the 20th man reserve there. When we go through this team, Kalyn Ponga, now he's the man to talk about right now, because obviously he was the one that was in the situation that got a send-off in Game 1. That was a controversial moment. It did happen. You just have to move past it now. You just have to focus on what's ahead of you. You can't think of what's behind you. It has happened. You can't change it. The bald man's still here. Don't do it, because he's going to go against the bunker. Whatever the bunker says, the bald man's going to go against it, right? So, and he's got his own controversy happening right now, to be fair. Look, Kalyn Ponga, I think he's a fantastic player, and I think that when it comes to Queensland, he's usually so dominant, and he has been brilliant from that fullback position before. Want him to really focus on having a crack a game here to win back the fans and win back the state after that situation. He needs to dominate from this back. He really does, because I don't feel that James Tedesco is scoring that try in that situation if Kalyn Ponga is still on the field. Well, I don't even feel like New South Wales were in that situation to get there if Kalyn Ponga had to come back on the field, because they did only score 1 or 2 times. I think they only scored once maybe in that sin bin, or it could have been twice, I can't remember. But if Kalyn Ponga was on the field, I just, in that same context, just imagine that New South Wales still find a way to be down by 1 try. I don't think Kalyn Ponga is getting done there by James Tedesco. I think Hamiso was exhausted being down a man, having to work through everything, and then obviously a whole heap of shift was happening in the game and in the team. I feel like if Kalyn Ponga was still on the field, I don't think that would have happened. So, you know, it's going to be a big one here for Kalyn. He has to really dominate. Otherwise, you know, there's going to be some serious questions asked. And then you've got a guy like Reece Walsh who is waiting to pounce. You know, you do have that option there. So Kalyn needs to earn this one here today. He's earned it through his form for the Newcastle Knights this year. And we all know how quality of a player he can be. And this is basically for him. He's playing for a New Zealand fullback spot right now over the likes of Keanu Kenny, who has his own problems right now, Keanu Kenny. But Keanu Kenny was and still is, the New Zealand fullback until proven otherwise, and Kalyn Ponga needs to show he's got what it takes to take it into there, which we know he can. We know he can be that New Zealand fullback. So this is a bit of a show-off for him, which is a complete anti what Origin was originally for. It was originally to be a Australian selector. Now it's kind of a little bit of a different story. But Kalyn needs to have a big game here tonight. Now on the wings for someone come on Jojo Fafita. I don't think that anybody's going to be doubting Jojo Fafita's quality. I feel like most people don't actually watch the Gold Coast Titans, and look, fair enough, to be completely honest with you, but most people don't watch the Gold Coast Titans. So I don't think that many people recognise how quality Jojo Fafita is, and he had a really, really good game defensively in Game 1 and had a tough job doing so. So I'm really excited about what Jojo can do in showing the NRL community and the NRL world how good of a player he is, because I promise you, if he was playing for the Sydney Roosters, or if he was playing for the Brisbane Broncos, or if he was playing for a bigger club like the Panthers, or just anyone in general, even anybody in Sydney of any significant note, I promise you that Jojo Fafita would be regarded as one of the most fantastic centres in the game. He is unbelievable for the Titans. It's just, unfortunately, the Titans' form is never too good. It's just the truth, man. So, you know, I think that Jojo Fafita having his opportunity here at the big main centre stage of State of Origin is just unbelievable, man. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do again here today. And Selwyn Cobbo had a struggle start to the Redcliffe Dolphins, but he definitely has opened up, and I thought that he had a very, very good game in Game 1 as well. I had my doubts and I had my questions, because sometimes he can be quite lazy. Sometimes he can be quite lethargic. But at the end of the day, he had a very, very good game in Game 2. So hopefully these two wingers can perform to the same levels they did in Game 1 and translate it into Game 2. You go to the centres. Actually, just quickly before I do that, Nawanatua Wase will be going up against Selwyn Cobbo, Brian To'o against Jojo Fafita. It is a testament to... Oh, will it be that close? Will it be that way? I'm pretty certain Brian To'o versus Jojo and Mark Nawanatua Wase against Selwyn Cobbo. I would probably trust Selwyn Cobbo a little bit more against Nawanatua Wase on that side, and Jojo and Brian is a very good matchup. Yeah, very good matchups there from both those sides, as long as that's the way it's played. The centres of Robert Toya and Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow. Toya was great in Game 1. He was fantastic in Origin last year. He just seems like an Origin-built player there from the Sydney Roosters. He is just so solid, can score a try, and also is defensively very proud to earn that position, man. I really love what Robert Toya does for Queensland. And Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow, you can obviously shift him to the fullback if necessary, but he did get out-jumped by Tedesco for that try. Hamiso is one of the best players in the game. He's so fast. He's so zippy. He does play for the fullback position for the Dolphins, and now he's in the centre. But when he's in centre, he can score a lot of tries, and he did score a try in game 1 when Queensland took that lead early doors. So I love this two-centre pairing. You've got that real quality from Robert Toya defensively and also attacking-wise, and Hamiso is just one of the most electric players you're going to see in rugby league. You got at the halves here of Cameron Munster, the captain, and Sam Walker in the halfback. Sam Walker silenced the doubters in game 1. We all knew that he was being developed for years and years and years to be the guy that would take over for Cherry Evans once he retired. Obviously, Cherry Evans went, and when Cherry Evans went, Sam Walker was actually, unfortunately, injured. So they shifted Tom Dearden from the 5'8" into the halfback so they could still keep, obviously, Munster in the position that he is. Tom Dearden was originally a 6 at his teams, and even at the Cowboys, they put him to 7, and now he's a permanent 7. Now, Tom Dearden's unfortunately injured right now. Tom Dearden would have played this 7 otherwise. And Sam Walker comes in and absolutely crushed game 1. He really did. He crushed game 1, had a fantastic performance, and has absolutely earned his spot here for game 2 again. And Cameron Munster, he's been seeing some better form for the Melbourne Storm going into Origin. I don't think that he was poor in Origin at all last time around. Maybe defensively did give up a few, but overall, I do love this halves pairing. And just because it's a different halves pairing to what you're used to here with Queensland, I don't think that regresses it. It's unfortunate that Tom Dearden is injured right now, but at the end of the day, Sam Walker has come in and had a quality performance before controversy hit in that 60 the 58th minute or whatever it was, 58th, 60th minute in the previous game. So I love this halves pairing. I think they've got the quality. I think they've got the decisiveness. I think they've got their roles in order comparatively to Moses and Cleary, who I don't know their roles, if they've got their roles in order just yet, whilst I think that Sam Walker and Munster know exactly how they're going to operate, and they're going to operate in tandem with each other rather than getting into each other's way. But I feel like that's because they are both pretty separate players in the way their play style is, compared to Mitchell Moses and Nathan Cleary, where it is really similar, even though you still say Cleary's above. It is similar, and they could potentially get in the way of each other. Now, you go to the front row forwards here, and they've got a massive job here tonight. Flegler from the Dolphins and Tino Fa'asuamaleaui. Flegler is just a workhorse. You know, he can pop up for a try too, randomly enough, and can pop up out of nowhere for a try. So Tom Flegler is going to have to just tackle his ass off here today and run as hard as he damn well can. He's not expected for X Factor plays. He's not even expected for a try, but he can pop up randomly. I think he even scored a try in the game one, actually, from popping up randomly for a try. He has come back from a serious injury a couple of years ago, and now he's obviously worked his way back into this Queensland team. Whilst Tino, his form for the Gold Coast Titans has not been good this year, but obviously we all know the situation with Tino. He just recently lost his father a couple of days ago. God bless him. God bless the Fa'asuamaleaui family. I know how difficult this is going to be for him tonight, but he's also going to make his father very, very proud. You know, we saw this with Munster last year when he lost his father, and Tino unfortunately loses his father just before this game, and you know, all best wishes and God bless to the highest power to the family of the Fa'asuamaleaui family, because this is going to be a very proud effort here for Tino. You know, he decides to turn up even when he's in one of the most rock bottom moments of his life, when he has to get through the loss of a father. He is here. He's going to work his damn well ass off, and he's going to put himself into form to make his father proud. I know it, and Queensland are going to rally around him just like they did for Munster last year. So I'm really looking forward to what Tino can do today. I thought he had a pretty decent game in game one, much better than what we've seen from him at the Titans this year. I think this situation with his father has been a little bit of a detriment to his form over the year, because he's had a lot of outside rugby league things to deal with. So I'm hoping that he comes out here and he makes himself proud, he makes his family proud, and he makes Queensland proud. And that's what I believe could definitely come from this front row forward pairing today, and especially Tino. So again, God bless the Fa'asuamaleaui family. And hopefully we see an absolutely massive performance from the big T-Dog today. Now, number 9, Harry Grant. Really need him to mix it up, man. I really need him to get spicy. We know what he can do. We know he is the best hooker in the game. When on, you need to be that best hooker in the game. You need to dominate Reece Robson here today. You need to get quick off the mark. You need to put the pressure onto New South Wales, because they're going to come at you hard. Harry Grant, we know what you can do at the elite level. You are the elite level. You are number 1 in the game when on. So you need to show that here today and get this Queensland team moving, when it's all going to be hard for us down there at the MCG. It's all going to be very, very difficult. But show that Queensland spirit, show what you've got, and pump them from the outset. Do an Artagula. Actually, no, don't do an Artagula. Artagula before the Turkey versus Australia game was in the walkway outside the dressing rooms coming onto the field before the Australia game, and it was like, oh, we're much better than them. Let's make them feel it from the outset. Obviously, we won that game 2-0 over Turkey. Gave them a little bit of a tickle. So don't do that, Harry Grant, but have that same ideology beforehand, and then come in here and slap them, and then keep it, but don't have don't have the same result, no, that wouldn't be fantastic. But again, Harry Grant, best hooker in the game when he's on. Need to just really spice it up here today. Now, the interesting selection here is Britt Nakora from the Sharkies in the back row alongside Kurt Catewell. Kurt Catewell for mine. Solid pick. You know what he's going to do. He's going to be defensively sound. He's not going to be the most X factor in attack, but he can pop up out of nowhere as well. He's going to put his best foot forward. You know that he's just going to come in and try his absolute heart out, man. He's just going to absolutely pump the Blues from the outset in regards to hard runs and hard tackles. He is just going to do it. He just competes at the same level, on a very solid level. He's done that his entire career so far. When I think it was at the Sharkies first, and then it went to the Broncos. And then he's gone to the Warriors. Was there a Panthers involved there as well? I can't remember. But I know it's the Sharkies, Broncos, and now Warriors. I can't remember if there was a Panthers involved. But either way, we know what we're going to receive out of Kurt Catewell. Very solid at a very good level. But Britt Nakora, now he's the interesting one because he has been finding it very difficult at the Cronulla Sharks for the last couple of years now. Last year, when he came back from an injury, he didn't get straight back into the team because Billy Burns was playing such fantastic football in the back row for New South Wales. He comes in and he hasn't really been spectacular for the last year. He has been quite underwhelming. Now, for whatever reason that may be, it is just how it's been. I would say that Billy Burns has been better, and I would say I've noticed Teague Wilton more than I've noticed Britt Nakora. The issue is that Britt Nakora is a New Zealand international back rower. He is an unbelievable back rower, a part of the elite category when he is on. I just haven't seen that elite category on for over a year now because Britt Nakora has always been one of my favourite back rowers to watch, but unfortunately it just hasn't been going for him. So he needs to turn his career around right now. It's been unbelievable in the past, but it's not really being shown right now. So we need the future to go back to that elite level because I think you've been quite lucky to get a selection here. I think he's quite lucky to get a selection. I'm also saying that he's probably been quite lucky to get a selection as a starting back rower over a guy like Kulekefu Fudifuiaki, who's been in unbelievable form for the Dolphins this season. So he needs to come back and show us what he can do because we know what he can do, but he needs to get back to that same level because at the moment we have not been seeing that. And then the third end is Ruben Cotter. Just tough, just hard work rate. Just going to run the ball hard. He's going to shove it down your throat and say, listen, kumbaya, mate. You know, take this right down the esophagus. That's what Ruben Cotter's going to do. He's going to hit you hard. He's going to run hard. And he's going to shove it right down the esophagus. That's what Ruben Cotter's going to do from the 13. Now, you go to the interchange. Max Platt, Lindsay Collins, Fudifuiaki, Trent Loiero, Reece Walsh, and Murray Taulagi. You've got that added benefit of Reece Walsh if you want to spice that game up. I think that he's got a lot to prove right now. He had, for mine, and I keep arguing this, last year because he had such an electric year that you can say the Broncos were carried on his back in the second half of the year. I think everybody can agree with that if Reece Walsh didn't show the form that he had, the Broncos wouldn't have won the competition. He single-handedly nearly won them that Raiders game. He had the best game, the Clive Churchill in the grand final. You know, he was unbelievable in the Panthers game. He was unbelievable for the entire second half of last season. I would argue that's better than the Tom Trbojevic 2021. I would argue that's better than the Barber 2012. And I'd argue that's better than Jared Hayne in 2009 because of the fact that he was individually the one that also got them that grand final, got them the win because all those other guys, prelim, unfortunately a controversial loss in 2009 for Jared Hayne in the grand final, and obviously Ben Barber lost in the grand final of Melbourne Storm. But Reece Walsh and the Brisbane Broncos were able to do it last year. So I respect the talent that Reece Walsh has. I respect the quality that he does have, but this year, he's been awful. This year, he's been poor. And also the first half of last year, he was also very, very poor before he exploded into the second half. So it's not like when I'm criticising Reece Walsh here that I don't respect what he is as a player. I respect who he is as a player, and I know how quality he can be, and I've been disappointed that he hasn't been reaching that level this year, whether it be because of the injury, but he's been back for a few weeks now and still hasn't been showing anything. He disappointed against the Gold Coast Titans last week or the other week when he played, and everyone was expecting him to open up in that game ahead of Origin, didn't do anything there. So I need to see more from Reece Walsh, but there's no guarantee he even comes in here today. But there is absolutely a chance that he still does. Max Platt, very good player off the bench. Lindsay Collins, we know how tough he is as a worker. Fudifuiaki, he can create some X factor. He can really come on and be dominant. I'm surprised he's not actually starting in this game, but I could easily see him being a massive super sub here, coming on and absolutely dominating from the outset. Trent Loiero is a very interesting selection for mine. He's no X factor. It's not like creative and, you know, getting out of this world exciting, but he's going to play it hard. He's going to do it his absolute best, and he's going to He's going to come out here and just hopefully provide a bit of a storm here in this game. But I really don't know what you're really expecting from Trent Loiero off the bench there. And Murray Talangi is just a bit of wing depth if there is a problem with the likes of Jojo Fafita or Selwyn Cobbo. But then again, you're probably more so still going to be shifting Robert Toya. You're probably more so just going to be shifting Robert Toya or Hamiso out to the wing, maybe even more so Hamiso, but you do have that option of Murray Talangi if you really do need. So when you look at both these two team lineups, the game starts in 25 minutes time. We're about to get into the chat. When you look at both of these two lineups, it is actually quite an even game, and that's what we saw in game one besides the controversy. So obviously, as a Queenslander, I'm going to back in my boys. There's no surprise there. I'm going to say there is legitimately a way that Queensland win this game, especially when for the first 60 minutes in 3 weeks ago, they were clearly the better team, and they were going to go on with the win if it wasn't for the controversial moment that we saw with Kalen Ponga and Tolotau Kuala. So I do believe that Queensland can do that again. However, Queensland have an awful record at the MCG. They have not won there since I was 1 year old, back in 1995. The Blues have a chance to seal the series, and I can promise you right now, New South Wales, I know you won in Suncorp last year, but Queensland also won in New South Wales last year. I know you found a way to win the series at Queensland 2 years ago as well, so you've actually won a couple of games at Suncorp Stadium in the last couple of years. You don't want to play at Suncorp. Don't rely upon the past. You cannot rely upon the past saying, oh, okay, well, we've done them the last couple of times there, so we're going to do it again. That's not how it works. So you can definitely feel confidence about it, and you can feel like, okay, well, if we lost today, we do still have the opportunity to do that because we've done it before. But you want to end this series now. You want to end the series now. You want to finish it up. Obviously, Queenslanders, we want it to go to Game 3, but also casuals should really want this to go to Game 3 to make it an exciting Game 3 and go to a decider. But New South Wales fans, you absolutely must demand that this game gets over tonight, because if Queensland have a chance to take the series at Suncorp, you cannot rely upon past historical results. For example, if we went and played New South Wales in Game 3 this year, after we obviously beat them last year in Game 3 to win the series against all odds, New South Wales won Game 1 at Suncorp, Queensland won Game 2 over there, I believe, in Perth, and then Game 3 came back to Suncorp and we won and New South Wales won. No. Then Game 3 came back to New South Wales and Queensland won in New South Wales despite all odds, right? I would not have confidence if Game 3 was in New South Wales just because of last year. So this is a must win here for the Blues. It is a must win because I just don't know if you go and win 3 Suncorp games in a row in the decider as well. I just don't know if that happens. So look, again, I'm a Queensland fan. You know I'm going to take my boys here today. It's going to be a good game. It's going to go down to the wire. Let's hope for a cracker. So, guys, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new around here. Don't forget, we'll be live tonight for Portugal versus DR Congo, plus also England versus Croatia. We've got rugby league all throughout the weekend upcoming too. So, let's fire it up. Let's get into the chat. Let's get some passion, and let's get going. Nikhil says, evening all. Ziggy says, Queenslander baby, 95, that's the one. Nikhil says, excited for tonight's game. Mr. Plumber says, we all know the NRL wants to decide a Game 3. Okay, so if Queensland win this, it's just because the NRL... well, to be fair, I did say this in Game 1. I did say. But if Queensland... let's see how the refereeing plays out tonight. You'll be able to pretty clearly see if it is an agenda and a forced nature there to push a result that way. I really hope the crowd gets better than what we're seeing right now. I really, really hope the crowd gets better than whatever that is. I hope this was filmed a little bit a while ago because that looks just absolutely awful right now. The game doesn't start for another 20 minutes, but gee whiz. I will say the publicity for Game 2 has been just dreadful. I haven't seen anything yet. Now, look, granted, I'm in Vietnam right now. I'm in Kazakhstan next month. It's difficult for me to see it as much as you guys. But has the publicity been quality in Australia for this game? Because I don't feel like I've been seeing really much about this Game 2 at all. I really don't. I don't feel like there has been too much publicity, promotion about Game 2 down here in Melbourne. Maroons on top. Tigerhood says, and he says, evening everyone, up the Blues, time to kick those toes back to Queensland. We're going to slap it. Davo says, let's hope there is no stupid send-offs. That'd be nice. That'd be very nice. Law Mentions says, Blues will rise for Game 2. Well, hopefully not, Law Mentions. Hopefully not. Here we go. It's on. It is on. Earl says, Blues by origin, but got zero faith in Laurie. He doesn't even know his players' names. They need Cleary Senior to coach. Well, that's definitely a possibility post next season. Obviously, Ivan Cleary is there until the end of 2026, I believe it is. 2027, I believe. I think that it's convenient timing with Papua New Guinea coming in. Not that I think that necessarily he'll go there, but it's a shout. But Ivan Cleary is leaving at the end of, I believe, next season. So it's a potential that he does take up that gig for sure, because there's no way that he's doing both the NRL and also Origin, and that'd be awesome to see what he can do there. But you'd essentially be going from a Panthers system, or Panthers players now, to just probably more Panthers players in 2027 under him. But yeah, I agree with you. Laurie Daly is a confusing one, and we obviously saw in the first 60 minutes before the controversy hit that they really struggled in game one. And if we see that again here today, well, then you've definitely got to be looking towards Laurie Daly, and you're definitely going to be saying, well, shit, you know. Well, shit. well, shit. You know, maybe Laurie Daly does need to get the old punt, and then who would you go with next year? If you have the opportunity of Ivan Cleary, who would you go next year as the caretaker? Because Michael Maguire's obviously the Broncos, but we don't know how that's panning out right now. He's always the blame at the Broncos, unless they're winning the premiership, obviously. Looney says, let's go New South Wales. WWS getting around the Blues. Ash Klein, don't want to see your face here today. Says, g'day, folks. Just arrived here at the G. Time for a warm-up. You shut your dirty mouth when you were talking to me, Ash Klein. You shut your dirty mouth. You shut your dirty mouth. WWS says, well, you added a ninth ladder spot just to make fun of the Cowboys. No, we've had the ninth spot the entire time this season. The entire way through the season, we've had the team in ninth there. So, no, I have no problem with the Cowboys, man. Why would I do that just to make fun of the Cowboys? That's just where they are. We do that so you can see the team that is the closest to the top 8. So, yeah, it's not got any ulterior motive for you to shit on the Cowboys. But now that you've made us look at the Cowboys, it feels like we're shitting on the Cowboys. But that's because of what you've just said here. Law Manton says Blues will put this to bed in game 2. McLean played a huge part for the Blues. Bentley set up the Blues. Ben says this is it. Come on, Nathan Cleary for a try, Mr. Plumber says. Tiger getting on the Maroons. Peter S says, it's been 30 years since Queensland last won at the MCG. Do you think playing Origin at the neutral venue takes away some of the emotion in the game? No, not necessarily. You know, we had a really poor record. I don't think we'd ever won in Perth until last year for Queensland. Queensland has a pretty good record in Adelaide. No, at the end of the day, it's just another footy field. I feel like we just haven't been good enough at the MCG. I don't think that this is real. I don't know why. Like, obviously, you're not playing a fantastic amount. This is about a very small sum across a multitude of years in that 30 years, rather than just like year after year after year at the MCG. But it has been a while between drinks. But I don't think that it's really something that should be on the thought process going into a 50-50 Origin game down here, especially when last year Queensland had never won in Perth and then go and win in Perth. Nikhil says, Laurie better have a better game plan today. Agree with that one. Agree with that. I know off topic, but are you streaming Socceroos vs USA? Jack, mate, I've been streaming nearly every game at a FIFA World Cup. Not every game, but I've been streaming nearly every game. Of course I'm streaming the Australia versus USA game. Of course I am. Steve says, Laurie Daly has screwed the Blues team. No Hamoli, Queensland by 14. Yeah, I just don't know why he hasn't gone with Hamoli. I just don't know why he's not done that. Peter, and that's just no disrespect to Dylan Lucas, but why? Why has Hamoli Olakawatu been screwed by the selection process here? I just don't understand it. Peter says, after the kick timing kerfuffle in the Warriors game, who do you think will be the timekeeping sponsor of the NRL? Okay. Ziggy says, what multi do you have on, Mr. Klein? He has Queensland to win in the decider. Well, Queensland to get through to the decider. Queensland to get through to the decider. I need to have a good night's rest for the Aussie versus USA game. Yeah, nice, man. The game's in 3 days' time, Ben. The game is not until Saturday. So it's going to be a long night's rest. It's going to be a long 3 days. Bricks by Thomas says, a bit weird, but doesn't feel like an Origin day to me. I agree with you. And this is what I've been saying. I feel like the promotion and the publicity for this game has been underwhelming. I think it's been disappointing, really. Seb1 says it was good to see the Blue and Chicago Bulls link up earlier in the week. The Blues and the Chicago Bulls linked up earlier in the week. Am I missing a joke here? What have I missed? Miss Promise says, come on, Nathan Clear for a try. Come on, guys, was a clear send-off. Yeah, look, I'm just doing this now, Ashley Klein. It's going to happen inevitably at some stage anyway, so I'm going to time you out for 5 minutes just because I need to release my frustration onto you. Yes. Zig says, Moses is going to be all over Klein. Correct. Tiger Woods says, Nathan Club Hero Cleary will be cast with a friendly ghost tonight. Go bald head guy, please referee a good game. Eric, that's not possible though, Eric. Eric, come on. Bald man? The bald man referee a good game? Please. What do you think this is? What do you think this is, a fair game or something? Pro2 says Queensland on top, bro. Up the Queensland. Fire up, you cat. Fire up. Get around the Queenslanders. Let New South Wales stick to their winning combination. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. Pro2 says, bro, Reece Walsh is going to make up win. Well, he's not even in the team right now. He's in the 19, but that doesn't mean that he's necessarily going to get on the field. You know, you do have guys that are guaranteed to get on the field. Lindsay Collins, Max Plath. And I would say it'll be Kilukev and Funafuiaki. And obviously, well, maybe Trent Loiero. Like, look, Reece Walsh is a shout because I could easily see it being Max Plath, Lindsay Collins, and Kilukev and Funafuiaki as guarantees. And then it will come down to either Trent Loiero or Reece Walsh as that other one, as long as there's not a need for an extra player due to injuries and whatnot and foul play. But I would actually say that Reece Walsh isn't a bad shout to come on if over the likes of a Trent Loiero when you've got Funafuiaki, Lindsay Collins, and Max Plath who are going to dominate those forwards. But anyway, this is what Laurie Daly cousin name, Laurie Monthly. That's a brilliant one, mate. That's a pure dad joke. Ziggy says Victor Radley going to return the favour and get sent off. Yeah, that'd be nice. No, that'd be brilliant. I love that. Elijah says, you'll realise New South Wales winning tonight. You'll realise that I don't really give a shit right now. Benny West says, Walsh will lift the entire team when he comes on. Speed kills. Well, I hope so. But with that being said, Queensland, it's not like they are struggling for speed. Callum Ponga's got plenty of speed. Hamiso's got plenty of speed. Jojo's got plenty of speed. Selwyn Cobbo's got plenty of speed. Not as fast as he once was, though, with his bigger frame. And they've got speed in the forwards too, mate. So it's not like Queensland is struggling for speed. Overall, when you're talking about speed, I'd say Ponga's probably faster than Tedesco. Selwyn Cobbo's faster than Brian To'o. Kohler and Hamiso's a good battle, but I would be taking Hamiso there. Staggs and Toya, I'm actually not too sure there, really. I probably might even back Staggs there. I don't know. Probably maybe back Staggs of a tour in a speed race, but I haven't really seen Robert Tour in a speed race. And then the one at Twassa versus Jojo Fafita. I feel like it's Jojo. Because back at the Titans when Loffy was at the Titans, Loffy and Khan-Pereira, the boys all used to just adamantly say that Jojo was faster than Loffy. But we've just never really been able to see it. So, yeah, I will back a little bit of Jojo to say, I will back a little bit of Jojo. So it's not like we're lacking in the speed at Queensland. But sure, I also like him to come off the bench and slap it up. Nate says, I love how Queenslanders cry about being a man down for 20 minutes when New South Wales did it for 70-odd minutes 2 years ago. Okay, sure, but context is very, very different. And also, you guys cried about that for the entire series. So it's funny how you say that it's as if Queensland fans can't criticise a call that they disagree with. It's funny how you say that whilst New South Wales fans cried the entire series about the Joseph Suaalii situation. So this is just rugby league. People don't realise this. New South Wales fans, when you say Queenslanders are gronks, they complain, they whinge, they cry, all they do is just yap. Well, guess what? Here's a fun fact for you. Queensland fans say the exact same thing about you. And when you take yourself out of the origin mindset of this is my team and you're wrong and I'm right, and yeah, Queenslander, yeah, New South in your mouth. When you take your mindset out of this, I'm not saying this to you, Nate, this is just a general kind of discussion. When you take your mindset out of that, you realise everyone is the fucking same. Every single one of you. Every one of us. Me, you, Laurie Daly, we're all the same. This is how it happens. Everyone says the same thing about the opposite bunch. So whenever you say this about this, just know they're saying this about this. That's how it works. That's rugby league. So yeah, you criticise Queenslanders complaining for this time. Same thing happened 2 years ago. And the Blues complained for the entire damn well, buddy. Until now, really. Jake says, New South Wales got smacked in that game. Yeah, but again, that was a long time. Ziggy says, also room temperature IQ if you think those two tackles deserve the same punishment. Tucker Hood says, might put Ponga at 6 for the Kiwis. Nate says, yes, but they put up a fight and scored a couple of tries, unlike Queensland. Mate, you're talking about a game where the Titans hadn't even been involved in the game. Now, obviously, you saw in the last 20 to last 30 minutes of that game, Queensland blew it out because that's when the Titans came into the game, right? You saw the last 20, 30, the Titans came into the game and Queensland blew it out. By the 60th minute, everyone's already tired. Everyone's already exhausted in an Origin game. So it's completely different context to say that just because New South Wales competed in the crunch time between the 30 and maybe the 55th minute, between those two periods, New South Wales actually still held their own. But that's because the game hasn't gotten to that exhaustion level yet. And then it got to the exhaustion level, and then Queensland blew it away. Just like in this game, where the 60th minute, everyone is exhausted already by that point. You then take that player out, well, shit, now it gets really serious and really get busy. So, no, it's very easy to respond to the differences in the two contexts of those two games. Jerry says, I watched the Titans, they're my team. All right, Jeremy. Well, good stuff. Don't know what the relevance is, but sure, fire up. The Titans never lose a game ever again. Tucker might put Ponga at 6 for the Kiwis. Oh, over Dylan Brown, eh? You're gonna put Ponga over at 6 over Dylan Brown, because Jerome Hughes is going to play 7 and Dylan Brown's going to play 6. So you're telling me you're going to put Ponga at 6 for the Kiwis? Don't think so, Jimmy. Don't think so. Don't think so. There, I think you'll be going with Ponga and Jerome Hughes. Evidence says who wins BKR. Well, you know my answer, man. Yeah, but I think realistically it is a 50-50, but you know what my answer is going to be. And he says, Nate J, bloody O, salty Queenslanders as per usual. Again, very easy to respond to. Yes, I agree. Welsh slipped and fell into a shoulder whilst Ponga blatantly using his shoulder. Big difference. Don't start this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Would you like me to reply to that? Eric says, good luck NWS tonight. Well, I think it's NSW, not NWS. Playing with a full team. Put your money where your mouth is. Yeah, we'll see. Adam says, how's it going? Nikhil says, it's Walker's jersey to lose now after only one game. It's going to be an interesting conversation when Tom Dearden comes back. Very, very interesting, because Tom Dearden didn't do anything wrong to lose his spot, but unfortunately injury has taken his spot from him at the moment. God bless him to get back and fully fit and rare and rocking to go. But yeah, look, it's very frustrating to see Tom Dearden lose his spot, and now there will be questions whether he can even get back in. I'm sure that he'll get like a 14 spot when he comes back in, but I find it difficult if Sam Walker and Munster work out here and they can find a way to win this series still. I find it very difficult to see him getting back into the starting spot, but 100% he's in the team, no matter what. Tom Dearden is a part of the team, and you just have to have him as the 14 if that was the case. Brooklyn says, hey boss, how are you? Up the Blues? I'm tired, Brooklyn. I'm tired because I'm doing a lot of FIFA World Cup streams plus rugby league, but we love it. This is what we do. We enjoy every part of it. Let's move this. There's a lot of Ziggy and Nathan are into it in the chat. Beautiful. Patricia says, hi. Get around you, Patricia. Funny Cat says, Tino, anytime try score. Would love to see it. Patricia says, Queenslander. Lockie says, New South on your mouth. Let's go. New South on my mouth, not New South in my mouth. Okay, fair enough. That's a bit strange, though. Yeah, New South on my mouth. Wow, Lockie, I've heard the different one, but yeah, fair enough. Why says, wait, who's winning? Well, we won't actually know who's winning until the game does begin in 10 minutes time. The game hasn't actually begun yet, no, but it will be starting very, very soon in 10 minutes time. So there's plenty of time if you just smack that thumbs up button and subscribe. Now tomorrow, guys, don't forget, we actually do have the under-19s in the Blues versus Maroons as well. We've already seen the women's series finish up, but the under-19s game will be tomorrow, which is just a one and done matchup. And that'll be at the similar time tomorrow, 4:45 p.m. for me. I'm in Vietnam, which will be 5, 6, 7:45. Oh no, is that the men's or the women's? No, it is the men's. Okay, is the women's game later? No, okay, that's quite early to be fair. That 5:45, 6:45, 7:45. So, no, that makes sense. That's usually when those kind of matchups are played. To be fair, so about 20 odd minutes prior to when this game is meant to start up. We'll be live for that one as well for the male game tomorrow. Lockie says, I believe this game will be Tino's best game considering. Hopefully. Let's hope that Queensland really fire up here around their boy. Josh Giddey in a Blues jersey. Look out, blokes, mate. You bite your damn well tongue, Nate. Adam says, thoughts on rumours Cotter is afraid of Payne Haas. Thoughts on rumours that you're a Muppet, and they're not rumours, they are confirmed. Tiger Hood says, 2009 Jared Hayne was something special, was a great time for the 2000s. Yeah, it was absolutely. Just because I think that Reece Walsh was the best of those one season massive hit outs between Jared Hayne, Ben Barber, Tom Trbojevic, and even James Tedesco 2019 and Reece Walsh last year, doesn't mean that they are now bad years. People forget this. They think that when you make a decisive decision to say, this is my one and not these guys, people automatically, for some reason, go, well, no, these guys were amazing. They weren't bad. And it's like, well, it's not that they were bad. It's just that I think that this one reigns supreme. These guys were incredible, and we're still talking about how amazing they were. But Reece Walsh was able to win the premiership and win the Clive Churchill in the exact same season. It wasn't the full season, but also Tom Trbojevic didn't have an incredible year until round 7 or so came about when they played Titans in Mudgee. Tedesco was probably the most well-rounded, and he was the one who won them the Origin Series as well in 2019, plus also won the comp with the Roosters in 2019, but no one really talks about that. I think he might have won the Clive Churchill. I could be wrong too. It was an incredible year for James Tedesco. 2012, obviously, Ben Barber wasn't able to go and win the premiership with the Bulldogs, and Jared Hayne, 2009, controversially wasn't able to go and win the premiership with the Eels, but that was again controversially because the Storm were cheating at the time. Don't want to hear it from any Storm fans who want to debate that because it's a fact. You shouldn't have your trophies in your dressing rooms down there in Melbourne. It's a bit disrespectful, but it is what it is. You guys do you. We know what happened though. But the point is that I say Reece Walsh on the basis that he went and did it. He went and actually did it, regardless of any situation. Evan Kelso, thought about you this morning when I seen the highlights of one Mr. Messi. I'll bet it made up for the lack of sleep for you to be calling it Go Queensland. How good was that? Yeah, I kept going Messi, little Messi with the 3 goals. It was unbelievable, man. I just love watching little Messi in Argentina. But now we get to see what Cristiano Ronaldo can do later on tonight as he takes on DR Congo, which is a hard game to predict on a basis that Congo are a very, very good defensive football side. We'll talk about football in the next stream, but a very, very good defensive football side, whilst having no idea what to do in attack. And Portugal, well, they're all surrounded about Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes. They've got a fantastic team there, but I'm telling you, Congo are going to be proving difficult. It's not going to be a massive slap up because they're a very good defensive side. You need to score worldies to get past them. But again, we'll talk about football on the football streams. Nate says, Tiger, I hated him in 2009. The prick tore us apart in the finals back-to-back weeks. Yep. Bricks by Thomas says, bit weird, but doesn't feel like an Origin to me. I already read that comment. I'm going to skip a little bit more to the live chat here because I'm super behind. We've got 5 minutes to go until the game does kick off. Daniel Bates says, lots of Croatian descent. Aussies, we'll be watching closely later. England versus Croatia, obviously. Again, we'll try and keep the football chat to the football streams, which we do plenty of. Ingay 40 says, New South Wales will win at second half time. Hopefully not, mate. Hopefully not. The big Gaz is here. Hope you're all well and looking forward to the second installment. We're ready, mate. We're ready to punch on us. Come on, New South Wales fans. Come for a slap, huh? Come for a slap. You want us to come out? Great. Huh? That's what I thought. You're scared, mate. You're scared like you're going to be tonight. Huh? You weren't expecting that. You're never going to expect it. Queensland is going to come in for a slap. Backhand. Huh? That's what I'm talking about. Jeremy says, Laurie Daly, another bloke in bed with betting companies now coaching. That's some good mates enjoying the stream and raining in the Muppets. You are one of the Muppets right now, Nate. You are one of the Muppets. Gee whiz. King Kong, Queensland 23-16. Would love to see it, King Kong. Would love to see it. Time and Origin camp with Slater can only be a good thing for Walsh. Yeah, look, 100% agree. 100% agree. It can only be a good thing. Indeed says, rest in peace, Tina Dad. God bless the Fasumalawi family. God bless Tina Fasumalawi. And hopefully he has a ripper game tonight. Hopefully he scores and he can celebrate his... and he would know how proud his father would be if he could score here today. He just needs a big game. He doesn't need to score, but, imagine he goes and does it. Oh, boy. It would be so awesome. Clanky says, Queensland Maroons, come on, Billy. Kogamu says, the banter is half the fun. Exactly right. That's it. That's what sport's all about. That's what we have here for the chat. Always good for you guys to get into it here in the chat. Be respectful in the chat for sure. But throughout the game, it will get hectic. If you are a New South Wales fan for this stream, just know that you will obviously hear a more passionate Queensland support of a stream, but I will tell you what I think about New South Wales in a legitimate level. I will also tell you when I think they're being knobs, but at the end of the day, I do try my best to at least respond to you in a regular way about your team to give you an understanding of what's actually happening. So do understand that I understand that you're going to slap me and slap all the Queenslanders in the chat if you win, but also you have to expect it back in return on the other flip side, son. Boy. Queensland coming out here for the game. They're coming out onto the field, son. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Come on. The Gaz says we all know Reece Walsh can deliver in the big games. Broncos are down at the moment, but throw him in the Queensland side. He might just shine again. He may just shine again. Absolutely. He may just shine again. But also, he's not actually in the team. He is currently on the extended interchange in number 18. So it's not actually in the team, but they can select him if need be. Kamala says Maroons all day. Nathan says, who's going to be winning today? Hopefully the Queenslanders, son. Rhett Shoe says, New South Wales, I bleed blue. Well, you should probably get that checked out, mate, if you're bleeding blue. I've got a good doctor that you probably should be contacting. Tiger Hood says, remember the Jared Hayne PM foot on the line call? Refs definitely had Queensland on that one. No, he's definitely out. Pash says, should I put $5 on New South Wales or Queensland head to head? I think they're both like $1.92, mate. So you're asking me, brother. I'm currently wearing maroon, and I actually bleed a normal colour, which is ready maroon. So not like these bluesers who, for some reason, have some kind of STD or something. I don't know. Maybe it's an STD. It's an STD. When you have blue blood, does that mean you got an STD or something? Definitely get that checked out. Yeah, definitely get that checked out if that's the case. Peter S. says, does the Titans have more players in this game than the Broncos? Yes. Do you think the Broncos have problems keeping their young players? They have more Queenslanders in this game than Broncos. They don't have more players in total. Because Reece Walsh is on the extended interchange. The Broncos have 2 Blues players in Tony Staggs and Payne Haas, with the added Reece Walsh, if he plays, compared to the Titans, who have Tina Fa'asuamaleaui and Jojo Fafita. So, yeah, Titans have more Queensland players than the Broncos, which is something you never would have heard before. But when it comes to overall players, it would be 3-2 if Reece Walsh can get onto the field. Sione says, put the house and car on Queensland. Oh, God bless you. God bless you. New South Wales are now out on the field. Brenton says, Dylan Lucas to carry the Blues for victory. Got him for any-time try scorer. Sam Jenkinson says, Blues to win. Queensland to whinge about Klein. No, I'm going to whinge about you. Red says, you're spot on. No, I'm going to whinge about you as well. This is funny coming from a bunch of fans who've been whinging about Ashley Klein for the last, 3-4 years. Ben says, Klein knows how to spot a Teddy flop. Adam M. May says, apparently, no, he doesn't actually, because he called a penalty to Tedesco for a Teddy flop in game 1, which ended up being a Hudson Young try. They're about to do the national anthem. Mr. NRL guy says, guess the ref, too many penalties. Let me guess. Bald man. Yep, no, correct. It was the bald man. Jess says, morning. Ooh, that's skipped past. Morning from a very rainy UK. Well, I'm surprised, Jess. What, you tell me that it's raining in England? Gee whiz, the sky is blue and grass is green. Oh my goodness me, you're kidding me. England's raining, Jess? I don't believe it. Ben says, I know it's 0-0 at the moment, but who's winning? Who's winning is it's going to be Queensland. A few moments there, son. It's going to be Queensland. That's what's going to happen. Rugby League Therapy Podcast says, I've got an Origin conspiracy theory. Oh, here we go with another conspiracy. Here we go. I'm looking forward to this. Players get $30,000 per match. I think Origin players, coaches, refs, and bunker get a bonus if the series goes to a decider. Is that true? I actually don't know. Is that true? Well, I'm pretty certain we would know about that. I don't think that would be the case. We would know about that. We would not have that been under the wraps. There's no way you'd be able to keep all the New South Wales players, all the Queensland players, all the Origin staff, everybody, without someone whispering to someone who then whispers to somebody else, and then it goes beyond public knowledge. So I don't think so, but, sure, I know you're good for I know you're very good for a conspiracy theory, Mr. Rugby League Therapy Podcast. Sam Jenkins says, fun fact, I'm from New Zealand, but I support New South Wales, even though I live in Queensland. Yes, that is a fun fact there, Sam Jenkins, and well done for letting everybody know. Peter says, if the Blues win, do you think Albo will crash the prize giving? Don't care about politics. Jeremy says, never thought Munster would turn cookie cutter and get a mullet. Why? Edson says, Queenslander. Anay says, cheers, Jess, good luck. Get around your Jess. Steve says, obviously I want Queensland to win, but ultimately I just want a free-flowing game with hardly any refereeing interference. Yeah, but the pool man's here, and he wants to make it all about him all the time. National Anthem of Australia getting underway right now. Everyone feeling proud behind the Socceroos right now. And now we have to come together and fight each other before that game on Saturday. Tiger says, Maroons will always have better heart, culture, and sheer determination. Always have. Yeah, look, you tell him, mate. You tell him. Tell him how it is. Jeremy says Reece isn't playing, no way. There is absolutely a chance that he does play. He is on the extended bench here. Nate says, bloody welcome to country is such bullshit. I'm original. I'm going to stay out of that conversation. Gary says, sunny here in London. Lie. Liar. That's a lie, Gary. It's never sunny in London, mate. It's never, ever, ever sunny in London. I do not believe it. And I can see right now that it's got rain on the forecast. You are a filthy little liar, Gary. But then again, am I surprised? You try to sell us this dream about London having sun every day, and I tell you every single time, you are full of it. Full of it. So Advanced Australia Fair, baby, fire it up. The game is about to get started. Give me some score predictions in the chat. Sundo, who's in Seattle right now ahead of that Socceroos game on Saturday, says, let's go, just woke up for the game. Come on, Sundo. I want to punch on with you first as a New South Wales fan. I want you first individually. You first. Animal King says, go the Blues from Phnom Penh. I get around in Phnom Penh. I'm actually not too far away from you in Vietnam right now, Animal King. I'm in Nha Trang in Vietnam. Not too far away from the old Phnom Penh. Jeremy says, over under 2 knock-ons from Marky. We're going over. Ziggy says, let's go. Come on, boys. Daniel says, showers in Birmingham, but warmish. Yeah, see, there you go. Exactly. Arthur Bunny says, as game 2 starts, I'm looking forward to this comment because usually comes in with a bit of a cooked one. We are going to send these hillbilly... Yep, there we go. There's the cooked comment. Hillbilly, banjo playing, rural farm living cane toads, packing and make this series ours. Up the Blues. Yep, I knew it was going to be a cooked comment coming in from Up the Bunnies. It always is. He is a Bunnies fan, to be fair. Rage Uncaged says, reckon there'll be a Blues send-off this game? From your mouth to God's ears. Mitchell says, why they wait until kickoff to do this is beyond me. Surely you can do it 5 to 10 minutes before the game is meant to kick off. What, to do the national anthem? To do the national anthem? Rez says, over 43 and Maroons, hopefully. Eric says, Maroons up by 20. I just put my fingers up here, guys. Tell me how many fingers I'm holding up so I know how far behind you guys are in the chat. Obviously, we'll be heavily focused in regards to the commentary of the game here today, and I'll be cutting back into the comment section and checking it out as much as I possibly can. But the game is about to kick off here. Some thumbs up, subscribe. Here we go. The Blues. Okay, not too far behind. The Blues to kick this off here. Let's see if they can seal the series in Game 2 or if Queensland can punch him in the damn well jaw. So not an uppercut, just a whack. See you later. And Thomas Flegler is going to bring this ball first tackle to the 13. First tackle now. Ben says, as we hear the loud cheer for Klein, Nate says, Blaze, you're a legend, mate. Love your champ. Get around your nose. Get around your son. Second tackle now for the Queenslanders. They're going to be at the 20. Harry Grant goes to the right-hand side to Tino. And Tino with a big run to the 25. It's what you love to see on third tackle. Expert says, let's go. Sam's just giving you the game stream for anyone who can't watch it. Fourth tackle now for Queensland. They're going to be at the 33. Trust him at your own peril, but also trust him. Get around him. Even though he's a Blue who lives in Queensland, who's originally from New Zealand. Fifth tackle here for the Maroons, and they'll be at the 40. Just remember the first 60 minutes, and especially the first half, was all Queensland last week. 3 weeks ago, last game is what I meant to say. The Blues will grab this ball, and no one to us, they will catch it, and he'll slip over at the 30 on first tackle. Okay, Nigerian and PNG, you don't need to spam, mate. I will let you know the game just started a minute ago, but you do not need to spam, otherwise you will be timed out by our moderators here. Blues with the ball, and they're going to bring it on third tackle to the 45. Why is this guy ref? Oh my gosh, Queensland not winning shit. Well, on the contrary, I would assume they're going to try and force a decider, because do you realize how much money the NRL lose if they don't get a decider? A lot of money. Payne Haas will now get this ball here to the 42 on fifth tackle. Get off his Nick Nigerian. Gee whiz. And they'll whack that ball up. Kalen Ponga coming through. And that is going to be Kalen Ponga grabbing this ball here at the 20. I think Mitchell Moses was competing for it, so that's why they're not going to get the penalty there. But geez, it was close. And Jojo Fafita gets this ball to the 25 on second tackle. A lot of good pressure there from Mitchell Moses, however. Kingston's NRL cards is go Queensland. Love it. And now Queensland will bring this ball through Selwyn cover to the 30. Had a really good game one. They roll it back to Harry Grant, off to Tino. This game is obviously going to be in the grind for this first 10 minutes, and it's always about who makes the first mistake, who coughs up the ball first, and who releases that pressure onto themselves immediately. Tom Flegler is going to be at the 50 on fifth tackle, so still a decent set there, where both teams are kind of situating their completion of sets around that 50. It's only a 27-metre gain there from the Queenslanders. Hamiso chasing this ball through. Hamiso goes up for it. Mark Nwantawase will catch it under some good pressure, and then Queensland will whack him down to the 18 on first tackle. Other Wayne says, a lot more energetic tonight's game compared to the last game between these two. Hey man, it's been 2.5 minutes into the game. It's been 2.5 minutes. Mitchell says, Klein is a big fan of money. Sam says, Ponga still catching like Slater. Oh my gosh, have a listen here. Third tackle, a 30. Have a listen here. James Tedesco brings his ball to the 38 on fourth tackle. Tom News says, go the Maroons. And the Blues out of the left to Mitchell Moses. Moses then to Tolotau Kuola. And Kuola's going to be taken down near the sideline. Fifth tackle at the 45. So themselves, it's only going to be a 31-metre game. So both teams' sets here haven't been electric. The 27-metre gain is in the disgusting category. The 31-metre gain is in the underwhelming category, which you'll find out about half-time. Kalen Ponga is going to bring this ball to the 18 on first tackle. So both teams not getting a huge amount of metres to open up this game, which is expected in a State of Origin matchup. It is going to be a grind early door here. Going to be a grind early doors. They go to the left-hand side of Harry Grant to Jojo Fafita, and Jojo brings it to the about the 30 or so, but good run here from Harry Grant, quick play, and he'll pass it off to Britton Okora, who'll be at the 40 on 4 tackle. So it's pretty much only going to be around a 30-metre gain again for Queensland here, both teams, unless Munster can get some space. And Miso, left-hand side, they're away here. They're away, someone Cobbo down the left-hand wing. He'll be taken down to the 38. Great set that's turned into now. Fifth tackle for Queensland. They're going to be 35 metres away. 58-metre gain is unbelievable. Short little kick through here. That's going to be played out here from Blues. Yeah, 6 again. Queensland with the ball to 30. There's the first mistake, and Callum Ponga's got the ball to 30. He's going to run out to the right-hand side, gives it off to Robert Toya, and Toya straight through to be taken down to the 20. First tackle, might even zero tackle. No, it's first tackle here for Queensland. Munster at the 15. And he'll be taken down. Second tackle. No, he gets the offload away to Callum Ponga. Sam Walker underneath to Big Tino. Come on, Big T. He'll be 12 metres away from the line. Second tackle. Harry Grant to Sam Walker. Sam Walker underneath now to Callum Ponga. Ponga short ball to Kirk Catewell. He's 5 metres out. Third tackle. Queensland throwing a bit at them early doors here. Harry Grant's going to go. Oh, that's going to be a penalty. That's a penalty. Come on. Could be a 2-pointer here. Could be a 2-pointer to Queensland coming up. That's absolutely a penalty. And Harry Grant celebrating it. That is absolutely a penalty. And Queensland have a choice of a 2, or they can go for the try. Nathan Cleary knows exactly what he's doing there. Isaac Marr says, yo, first time watching this channel since I can't watch Origin on TV as a family member is watching Netflix, so this will be me for the night. Appreciate you, Isaac. We're here for every single game of rugby league. We have not missed a single game of rugby league so far this year, and we will not miss a single game of rugby league this year with Origin, with NRL, with finals, and also with the Rugby League World Cup that will be coming up at the end of the year. Plus, also we do the FIFA World Cup. We've been smashing that out. We've got Portugal versus DR Congo tonight, plus also England versus Croatia. But this is going to be a 2-pointer here. They're going to go for the 2 at the Queenslanders. Brenton says, why was that a penalty? Because he's gone into the ruck and he's slapped down at the arms. You're not allowed to do that. Oh, we have these spammers. They're back. Oh, we've got Truckin back with the old spam. Truckin back with the old spam. Yeah, so Mitchell, don't worry about timing those ones out when they're clear spam accounts like that. Just hide them. Just like Sundo and Brenton's done. Going with the 2, most Queensland thing ever. That doesn't even make sense. Taylor Hood says, Mighty Maroons, let him know. Eric says, you're doing an awesome job, brother. Appreciate you, Eric. So Sam Walker from 18 metres away, a little bit to the left-hand side. He will go over the penalty, and he will absolutely slap down that 2-point penalty, son. 2-0 here to the Queenslanders. Come on. Someone have a slip-up. Come on, I want to punch on. I want to see... Come on, Maroons. 2-0. 2-0. Ben, so I thought the kick on fifth tackle was going nowhere, and then it somehow led to being played at in a set restart. Good start. I don't know if that was an intentional short little, like, somewhat grubbery kick to catch him off guard, or if it was just a massive skewed kick. I'm not too sure. Lorenzo says, mate, I have a bad feeling. Support the Maroons, by the way. Well, you can grab that bad feeling. You can shove that bad feeling. And Flegler's going to knock that ball on. And no one to us say, oh, my gosh, they're going to throw it back. They're actually going to score here, aren't they? Yeah, they are. Oh, my gosh, Thomas Flegler. Oh, my gosh, Thomas Flegler. That's insane. That's actually insane, Thomas Flegler. That's actually insane, Thomas Flegler. Oh, you cannot do that at Origin level. Oh, that is actually outrageous, Thomas Flegler. That is actually outrageous. That is a disgrace. That is a disgrace. Thomas Flegler has knocked the ball on, and the New South Wales team has just scored a try off of the back of that. Oh my gosh, Thomas Flegler. Your team does such hard work to get up the other end of the field. They take the 2, they get the penalty, and immediately you put your team under pressure. That is literally your job. That is quite literally your job. So Tony Stagg's going to score the first try here for the Blues. Completely no pressure. That is an unforced error there. Flegler, you have quite literally been the reason we are down 4-2 right now. Now, there's a whole way to go here for you to make that up, but my goodness me, the cardinal sin in rugby league is to make an error on the first set. Not necessarily, like, it's not even necessarily about giving up. The try is not the biggest thing that I actually look at there, even though that's the most important thing, really. But it's the fact that you give up an error after points. It completely nullifies the points you just scored. And we've seen it so much from teams in the NRL this season. And we see it again here. And it will immediately go to a try for New South Wales. No, I will not be blaming that one on Ash Klein. Ash Klein, I will not be blaming that one on you. I will be blaming that one on Thomas Flegler. David says, who do you get more nervous watching, Titans or Queensland? Titans. Oh, Titans, of course. Nathan Cleary will get the kick. So it is 6-2. To the Blues with 32 minutes to go here of this game. Brent says that flick pass from Mark as well. Well, he had no risk. It's nothing spectacular. At the end of the day, he had no risk. It would have been called back for the knock-on. If that ball goes to Queensland or touched by Queensland at any point, it would have just been New South Wales ball to 10. So he's got no risk there to do anything there. He just flicks the ball and hopes that somebody's there. Mayvon says Maroons will win. We've got Flegler gambling now. Mitchell says, shut up, man. On your Jensen, Flegler. Leave it out, Sam. But true. So Queensland to kick this ball off. Hey, it'd be nice, Blues, if you could return the favour. We just gave you a free try. How about you give us a free try here by making an error off of this kickoff? How about that one? What a nightmare that last couple of minutes were. What an absolute nightmare that was. Mitchell Barnett will bring this ball here to the 10. New South Wales haven't looked likely at all in this game. They've been making 27, 31-metre gains. And then we go and get that two-pointer after the ball bounces luckily for a 6 again, and then we get the penalty and then slap it through, and then we get that play happen. Flegler, you better have the damn well game of your bloody damn well life after this. Forward tackle here for Payne Haas and the Blues. They'll be at the 28 on their own side of the field. Not a fantastic set here. Again, the Blues have not been making any real meters on their sets. Be fit tackle at 35. I think they've made about 35 meters on their set. Yep, 32 meters on that set. They haven't been making any meters on the set. It's quite literally an unearned try because of that drop ball. Deary me. Bretton says, yeah, good point, mate. They would have called the play back, but still good. Yeah, still fine. I'm just saying that there was no risk involved there. So, of course, you're just going to throw that ball around and hope for the best. And obviously, it did come off, but there was just no risk involved at all. Gary, wait for... That happened ages ago, but also wait for the football streams, man. Sam Jenko with a $17 dude donation. Love you, toe boy. Oh, did you win a bet, did you? Did you win a bet? You win $170, did you? For the 10%er. Whoa! Fire up, Samuel. Fire up, Big Jenko. Look at him go. Tino is going to run this ball. Fit tackle now to the 40 on the New South Wales side of the field. Jim Marcel knew New South Wales would score first. Men go for the try. Little boys who are scared go for the 2. But New South Wales didn't go for the try. Queensland gave them the try. Also, I've seen many a time in recent years where New South Wales have actually taken the 2. Actually, in recent years, New South Wales have taken the 2 more than Queensland. And mind you, New South Wales didn't get the option of going for the try. Queensland quite literally gave them the try. So what are you even talking about? Second tackle. And if there's a team that is known for going for the 2 just unnecessarily, it's the St. George Illawarra damn well Dragons. Who's the New South Wales-based team. Third tackle here at the 20. They go to... Tedesco goes through the line to the 30 on fourth tackle. Stags with 17-1 first try. Love it, Sam. Fire up, you cat. Fire up. Cleary. Oh, that's a bad pass from Stags. Go over the sideline. That's over the sideline. Queensland will get an opportunity here from 30 metres out from the line. Gee whiz, we've got... I might have to turn on the slow chat here today, which means it takes... I'm going to put on maybe slow chat. No, I don't know how to do that here in this game. So that when we do have people commenting, I don't really know how to do that. I have to think I'd do that beforehand, or I can try and figure it out at halftime. Just because these spammers are really annoying. No one's going to go to your website, you cuck. Second tackle now at the 22. Second tackle. And they go to Sam Walker. Sam Walker at the back here to Munster. Munster then to Kirk Capewell. And Kirk Capewell, he'll be 15 metres away from the line. Third tackle. Come on to Queensland. Don't talk to me, someone. Don't want to hear it. Munster out to Tino. Tino, short ball to Flegler. If you knock this ball on again, I'm going to flip my shit, son. Harry Grant gets it across to Ruben Cotter, and he'll be 4 metres away from the line. Fit tackle. Let's see a good kick. Let's see a good kick here. Harry Grant to Sam Walker. Brian To'o versus Jojo Fafita. Jojo comes through. I think that's a drop ball. I don't know where the drop ball, whose drop ball this is. He might go to the bunker here, Klein, just to check it. It's not a try. Yeah, he's going to go to the bunker just to see who drops this ball, what happens with this ball. Confirm there's a knock-on from New South Wales. Brian To'o here is what he's saying. Jojo goes up. Brian To'o comes through. That's going to be an... Ooh. I don't know if he doesn't get a hand to it, though, I don't think. It comes off of the chest of Brian To'o. But I don't know if he gets a hand to this. They're both going for the ball. No one gets a hand to that. No one gets a hand to that. They're both going for the ball. But they're both going for the ball. Hits his right arm first. That hit Jojo's feet or his arm. Okay, well, I don't know about that. I don't think that touched anyone's arm. I thought that just came off of the chest, but it's going to be a knock-on here against Queensland. Okay, I probably would have said that was just off of the chest and nobody knocked that ball on. But either way, it's Blues ball now at the first tackle at the 15. So 11 minutes gone here in the first, 12 minutes gone in the first half, guys. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. It is 6-2 to the Blues. Did Flegler just hand the game to New South Wales? Bro, it's been 12 minutes in an 80-minute game. Settle down. Settle down. Dear me, guys. It's a 4-point game, 13 minutes in. We've got bro talking about, has the game been handed to a team with the first, buddy, 12, 13 minutes? Come on, man. Blues, this is your first game in Rubble League. 4 tackle here at the 40. And there'll be a 6 again here for the Blues, and Payne Haas will be at the 50 on first tackle. First 6 again of the game. Yeah, just seeing the chest. I thought that just came off his chest. I didn't even think that hit Jojo Fafita's arm, but sure. Second tackle. Yeah, you should have overturned the bunker on that one, Ash Klein. Yeah, you should have for sure. You should have for sure. They got to the right inside Nathan Cleary. Cleary up to Katoni Staggs, and Katoni Staggs will be at the 42 now on third tackle. Tugwood says 4 points in it, game's over. Game over. Sound like the Warriors fans at the beginning of this year. It was always games finished or game's over or something like that when there's dead set, like still 50 minutes left to go in the game. They go inside to Mitchell Barnett, and Barnett's going to be at the 24 now on fifth tackle. Fifth tackle at the 24. Reece Robson to Mitchell Moses. Moses kicks this ball across. Good chase here. Mark Nawantawase. He'll knock that ball on. This is going to be Queensland ball at the 10. Queensland ball at 10. Infinite Kiwi says only 70 minutes yet left. Only 70 minutes left. You know what I mean? Like there's still only 66 minutes left this game. 4 points. Wow, that's so insurmountable. I don't know how Queensland will do it. This might be the greatest upset. This might be the greatest comeback of all time if they come back from a 6-2 deficit. 6-2? Shit, how are they going to do that? Robert Toya. I know the greatest comeback of all time was 26-0. 6 again here for Queensland at the 25. That'll be their first 6 again of the day. I know the biggest comeback of all time was 26-0, but shit, have you ever thought about a 6-2? Dear me. They go to the left-hand side to Ruben Cotter. Cotter then gets it off to Kurt Capewell very late. Be third tackle here at the 45. Wrap it up, boys. Beers on me. Yeah, wrap it up. Munster to Sam Walker to Kalen Ponga. Ponga gets it off to Robert Toya. Right inside to Jojo Fafita. Fafita comes back on the inside. And he'll be taken down here at the 35 on fourth tackle. Great run from Jojo, however. Robert Toy to Sam Walker. Sam Walker's going to run this one into the line. He's got a little bit of space here. Tries to get away. That's a high tackle. That's a high tackle. That's a penalty. Come on. Shut your mouth, Hudson Young. Shut your mouth. Biffo! Slap him! Slap him! Slap that dog! Punch him! Headbutt the dog. Give him a headbutt. Give him a headbutt. Biffo, it's definitely a penalty against Hudson Young. I don't know what he's doing, bro. I don't know what he's doing. That's obviously going to be a penalty to Queensland from that one. What are you doing, broski? What are you doing? Minor Biffo. So much for throwing a headbutt, that's for sure. Yeah, it's definitely a high tackle from Hudson Young, and then he just continues to go at him and grab him by. Yeah, nice work there from Britton Nakora to actually ends up getting on top of Hudson Young too. Because you cat. Game's gone soft. You've gone soft, mate. All right, so Tino Fa'asumalawi is going to be at the 20 on first tackle. To be fair, like that is an absolute soft penalty, but it is absolutely a high tackle based on consistency. But I will also agree, game's gone soft. We talk about this every single game on the NRL streams we do. Second tackle, Harry Grant goes to the left-hand side. Harry Grant off to Hamiso. Hamiso Tabuai-Fodo. He'll be 3 meters away from the line. Third tackle. Third tackle, Harry Grant. He'll get it at the back to Munster at the 10. He'll get it then across to big Trent Loiero, who is on the field. Loiero is on the field here. Now they'll go right-hand side. Kalen Ponga, Sam Walker, and Britton Nakora on fifth tackle. He is 3 meters away from the line. 3 meters away. Harry Grant, he's going to get it to Sam Walker. Sam Walker kicks his ball through for nobody. What is he doing? That was an awful kick. That was an awful kick there from Sam Walker. Nobody was chasing through for that one whatsoever. And if he's thinking about the guy on the inside, if he was thinking about the guy on the inside there, then there was never a chance that was going to be a try because it was nowhere near the angle that he needed. Naughty Neil says, is this the biggest sporting event in the Australian yearly calendar? Yes, a bit like the FA Cup in the UK. Would you say the FA Cup is the big? Oh, I guess that's the biggest sporting event individually, sure, because the Premier League isn't. There's no like final. Yeah, that would make sense. Probably would be the FA Cup. Second tackle now at the 40 for the Blues. I won't be soft till we score next. Didn't need to hear and see that visual there, Brenton. No, third tackle here at the 50. He says send him off. Yeah, get him off. Send Hudson Young off for sure. Out to the left to Mitchell Moses, then off to Tolata Kuala. Good rush up there from Robert Toya to grab Kuala before he can get away. They took Flegler off. I'm pretty happy with that at the moment. Nathan Cleary gets it to James Tedesco. This is 4th tackle. They go to the right. And Katoni Staggs will be down to the 35 now on 5th tackle. Hamisa with the good tackle. And they'll get this back to the left-hand side to Nathan Cleary, puts a kick up around the 15. Tedesco coming through. He'll knock this ball backwards. That's going to be kicked through. It's going to be Queensland to pick the ball up at the 20 on 1st tackle. First tackle. Yeah, this is definitely the biggest individual singular event in the Australian yearly calendar for sure. You even get, the AFL fans tuning in for it just because they know how intense it can be. And this is currently at the MCG, so I'm sure they probably are tuning into it. Jojo Fafita, he'll bring this ball now to the 30 on 3rd tackle. 3rd tackle. And they'll go out to Robert Toya. And Toya, not a good run, that one. He'll be taken down to the 31. Hudson Young and Mitchell Moses get a good tickling. Harry Grant gives it off to Trent Loiero. I just don't know what Loiero is going to be able to bring in this game to change it around. It's an interesting substitution, but sure. Harry Grant to Munster, and Munster's going to whack that ball up high. You're going to see some pressure applied. Nobody there. Tedesco, he did find it. He looked like he lost it for a little bit in the air, but he does catch it, and he'll be taken down now at the 30 on 1st tackle. 18 minutes gone here. Yeah, they really struggle for meters, the Queenslanders, but also the Blues have struggled for meters too. I will say both these teams have not been making insane amounts of meters in this game. Both teams defensively have been quite locked in. The Blues didn't score their try off of, breaking the Queensland defense. They scored their try off of a dropped ball from the kickoff. So neither team has scored through the defense of the other team, besides, I guess, the 2 points for Queensland. But again, that's only 2. 4th tackle in for the Blues, the 45, off to James Tedesco. Tedesco at the back here to Nathan Cleary. Cleary cuts inside. It'll be the 40 on 5th tackle. Tugwood says teriyaki chicken and rice. What are you talking about? Flegler deserves to be off for the rest of the half. He nearly deserves to be off for the rest of the game after that mistake. That's a high kick. Callum Ponga under no pressure, and he will take it at the 15. Need to start seeing some more meters here. Who did Loiero substitute? It's a good question. I haven't been able to see who actually was he came on for. I would assume that he's probably come on for one of the... maybe Flegler. Maybe Loiero's come on for Flegler, I would assume, because that's who we saw on the bench. Lindsay Collins is about to come on too for Tino. Munster's going to step inside, and they're not making many meters here at all. Queensland, 4th tackle. They're only 28 meters away from their own line. Neither team here is making any meters. Sam Walker to Brett Nakora. Brett Nakora should have probably passed that ball to Robert Toya. They might have had a 2-on-1 on that outside. Harry Grant, it's only a 22-meter gain there from the Queenslanders, and Sam Walker under pressure is only going to kick that ball to the 30. Queensland right now have been super underwhelming, and so have the Blues. Neither team has been overwhelmingly the more dominant team here. They are both struggling for meters. Probably the Blues getting a little bit more meters overall. But again, now it's 2nd tackle at the 45. They started this set essentially at the 40. Neither team is really making too many meters right now. Time to put Strange in the 2nd row already. May as well put Appy in the centres while we're at it. Yeah, well, Damien Cook in the centres, so it makes sense to put Appy there. 3rd tackle now at the 40. Tino looks like a HIA. I'm pretty certain it would be just a timing. Would just be tired. Or is it a HIA? I don't know. 20 minutes gone into the first half here, guys. 20 minutes to go in the first half. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Isaiah Yeo gets his ball off. It's a 6 again for the Blues. And now Cameron Murray, who's on the field for the Blues. He'll be taken down to the 25. He's lost that ball there. No, they're going to call 6 again. Okay, Ashley Klein. They go to the left-hand side of Mitchell Moses, and he'll be taken down at the 20. Could have argued there was a high tackle there too. I'm surprised they didn't call that against Trent Loiero, who is pretty good for a penalty or a knock-on too. It's going to be Isaiah Yeo, who's going to be at the 15 on 2nd tackle. I probably would have said that was more than likely high, but I also think that there was a knock-on from Mitchell Moses on the previous tackle too. They go to the left, quick passing. Tedesco to Tolata Kuala. Tolata Kuala gets away from the 1 tackle. He's still going here. And now he'll be down at the 5 on 3rd tackle for the Blues. 3rd tackle with the Blues, 5 meters out. They go to the right-hand side. Nathan Cleary kicks his ball through. That's going to be touched by the Queenslanders. There's going to be a 6 again here. And no one at Tawase is going to score in a corner. It's going to be 10-2 here to the Blues. Well, listen, Queensland, you've got only yourselves to blame for this. You've got only yourselves to blame. New South Wales will take the lead 10-2 with no one at Tawase scoring a try. The kick wasn't great, but a Queenslander touches it, knocks the ball on. It goes to the Blues, and then they pass this ball out to the right-hand side. So at the end of the day, it just wasn't good enough there. The kick wasn't fantastic from Nathan Cleary at all, but Munster, he gets the ball into his hands, he drops it, and then it goes to the hands of the Blues, and then because of that, obviously they've got the numbers short on the right-hand side, and the Blues do score. And there's nothing wrong with the tackle there from the Dylan Lucas from the Blues, who hadn't really done too much so far, but there was nothing wrong with the tackle because Munster did touch it. So, yeah, unfortunately, the Queenslanders have been their own worst enemies at the moment because that kick from Nathan Cleary is nothing spectacular. Munster has touched that there. Like, he's allowed to go through him there, Dylan Lucas. There's nothing wrong with what Dylan Lucas has done. Munster's got to be doing better in that situation. There's no point in preventing the try by putting your hand back to slap the ball forward or try to bring it in if you're not going to bring it in. You need to be able to know that you're going to bring that ball in there, and unfortunately, you've just handed New South Wales a try. So you are your own worst enemies right now. Both these tries have come off the back of Queensland just handing the tries to New South Wales. And it's fair enough. The Blues deserve this lead. There hasn't been any significant controversial calls at the moment to suggest otherwise. It's just been the Blues have been the better team at the moment. They just simply have been. Jets with a £2 donation. Get around your Jets. Appreciate you for your support. Travis says, Queensland needs some Africans in their team to defend. What an absolutely stupid comment. Nikhil says, great debut so far. He's had many runs. Yeah, no one at twice has been pretty solid so far. Nothing wrong with him. Nug says, come on, Maroons, let's go. Long way to go here. Don't stress out too much just yet, but if they score a couple from here, that's when you'd start to get worried. That's when you'd start to get a little bit worried if they can continue scoring. It's only going to be, it's an 8-point game now. It could be a 10-point game if he gets this kick from the sideline, but a long way to go here. Brendan says, mate, as well, congratulate New South Wales on their tainted rig series victory. So Sam said, Brendan Weston, go to bed, mate. So obviously Queenslanders are regardless going to complain about game one. But again, guys, there is 57.5 minutes to go here of this game. Whether it's Blues fans or Queensland fans. And this happens every single game. Guys, there is so long to go in this game. So long. Yes, the momentum is with New South Wales right now. It can change around to Queensland. Yes, the momentum can come to Queensland. It can go back to New South Wales. They will get the kick here. It's 12 points to 2 with 17 minutes to go here of the first half. Relax. Be patient. This is sport. It's meant to be ebbs and flows. Yin and yang. You are going to get good moments and you're going to be bad moments. If New South Wales score again here before Queensland score, that's when you start to worry. But it's still not over yet. It'll be a 16-point game that can be overturned, that can be changed around. You just need to be patient with it, man. Benny says, a good hiding is coming by the Blues. Shut up, man. Brendan says, oh, that's right. Mondoli says, Blues go. Just Another Human says, need less D-heads in the chat. Unfortunately, man, this is what happens. People are still entitled to their opinion. They're gonna jump the gun a little bit. Again, if the Blues score first after this, and then the next team to score, that's when I'll start to be concerned. For the time being, it is only a 10-point game. That is only 2 individual scores. But he says, hindsight, but as a Queenslander, I wish they had went for it instead of the 2, but I get why they got points. Unfortunately, mate, it more so is due to Flegler. You wouldn't be complaining about it. I think the game is completely different had Flegler just completed that set and not knocked that ball on and gave an immediate try. He put his team under immediate pressure, which it completely adjusted the momentum of this game. They go to the right-hand side here, and Tony Staggs lost the ball. He's offside too. That should be a penalty. Nathan Cleary is in front of the player and has picked that ball up deliberately. That should be an offside penalty. But either way, it's a knock-on against the Blues at the 40. So a knock-on after points. That's a cardinal sin. So I love that. So you got Andrew Johns talking about this is what pressure does. Hey, mate, you do realize the Blues just knocked this ball on off of points, right? So you should be talking about that. No, instead you're talking about the pressure the Blues just put on. Hey, mate, they just knocked the ball on. Channel says, here comes the Ashley Klein quote. Where have I complained about Ashley Klein in this game? When have I complained about Ashley Klein? I haven't had a single problem with him so far. Well, the only problem that I have with him is that I think that there should have been a high tackle for the Blues and there should have been a knock-on against Mitchell Moses. Outside of that, there's nothing being significant here. I don't know what stream you're watching if you think that I've complained about Ashley Klein. So they're going to be 35 metres away here from the line here, the Queenslanders. On second tackle, Harry Grant goes to Munster. Munster at the back to Sam Walker. Sam Walker to Callum Ponga. He steps on the inside and he'll be taken down to the 33 on third tackle. Coming in expecting a decider based on first form game, so of course it will be a rare second game series win by New South Wales. So we'll see, Corey. A long way to go here. Queensland with the ball to 20. They get it back to Loiero, Sam Walker, Callum Ponga. Callum Ponga steps back onto the inside and he will get taken down to the 15 on fifth tackle. Thank you very much, Prime Waves, for the $5 redo donation. Says, love the commentary, bro, but Blues got this. We'll see. Appreciate you, Dono. They put this ball up for Hamiso. Hamiso comes through. He catches it. Knocked back here from the Blues. And no one to Wase will get the ball here at the 10. I think it's the first tackle, though, because it wasn't a knock-on from Hamiso. Correct. Correct. So first tackle for the Blues at the 10. Togo says Ashley Klein will be activated in the last 5 minutes. I just don't understand where bro's saying that I'm being complaining about Ashley Klein. I haven't complained about him once so far. Everyone says Queensland fans sounds like you just lost 8 in a row. What is with these comments right now? I don't think that I've said anything here that suggests that these comments should be anywhere near directed at what I've been saying. I've been quite fair to the Blues, actually. At all points of this conversation, all points of this game so far, I haven't been unfair towards the Blues at all and said that they've been winning this game legitimately. Yeah, sure, the Queenslanders have provided them a fantastic opportunities, but at the end of the day, those opportunities are coming. They are fair and square opportunities, and the Blues have capitalised on their opportunities. I don't know what stream you guys are watching if you think that I'm being unfair to the Blues and whinging about anything. So Queensland now are going to be at the 25. If I'm whinging about anything right now, it's our own individual performance from Queensland. And Hamiso is going to bring this ball out to the 30 on second tackle. Just another human says errors coming out of our end again, unfortunately. So Queensland get this ball to the 35 on third tackle. Infinite Kiwi says Phil Cobbo got one in him today. Well, we'll see. He had a great game in game 1. We'll see him how he can perform here today. Fourth tackle at the 42 for Lindsay Collins. With 14.5 minutes to go. They go Sam Walker at the back to Munster, then to Kalaponga. They've got space here. They've got Hamiso. Hamiso steps back onto the inside. He's away, Hamiso. He's away, Hamiso. He is going to get this ball to the 23. Nobody really followed him up there. Fifth tackle at 23. That was a really weird defense. Queenslander away. Harry Grant back onto the inside. Munster. He'll flick the ball at the back. Sam Walker. Short ball. Here we go. Queensland. Loiero! Queenslander, baby. Smack, smack, smack. Game on, Queensland. Loiero scores. Nice heads-up play from Harry Grant to set this one up. That is a beautifully worked try here from Queensland, set up by Harry Grant at the dummy half. Instead of going to the open side, which is the easy one to go to, he decides to go the short side here, slap it down here because he knows the Blues are struggling to get back after the breakaway from Hamiso. So look at this. Hamiso gets in the inside of Tony Staggs, pushes off of Dylan Lucas. He then gets all the way to the 35, to the 25, to the 20 or so, and nobody was really following him up. So what does Harry Grant do? He goes short side here, then passes it back open side to Munster. He gets a great flick away to Sam Walker. Sam Walker then sees a fantastic Max Platt who turns around and gives an unselfish pass away to Trent Loiero to score right under the post. That is going to be a beautifully worked try here. Very unselfish from Max Platt, because you could have easily seen Max Platt try to go for the glory run himself there, but that's not what he does. He gets it back to Trent Loiero, and I eat my words, because Loiero, I criticise him being a part of this Queensland team, but you do that, and I put my hands up and I say, well done. You got the job done. So, it's about to be a 4-point game. It's about to be a 4-point game here. Mitchell says, would you look at that? Staggs missed tackle. Shocking. Well, it happens. It happens. Got a beautiful mango smoothie here for me to have a drink as well. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. And this is why I say to all Queensland fans and New South Wales fans, there is a long way to go here. This is rugby league. This is sport. There's only 10 points, and now it is only a 4-point game at 12 points to 8. 12.5 minutes left for the first half. Ravenclaw, so let's go to the Maroons. Far out, Ravenclaw. We've got a good game coming up here. Weak tackle by Lucas. Too many Knights in the Blues team. Sam says, that's a rage bait to Brenton. I know what that is. And we got the Blues fans fighting with each other right now, guys. You're still leading 12-8. You're still leading 12-8. Right into the masterclass. Penny says, you should be wearing a Blues beanie to show you're not biased. I would rather fuck myself with a cactus than do that. Jared says, shout out to anyone who had Trent Loiero anytime try scorer. Holy heck, yeah. That's not usually what you're going to see, a Trent Loiero anytime try scorer. You are never going to... yeah. Oh, wait, hold on, what's happening here? Reece Walsh is coming on the field. Reece Walsh is coming on the field here. For who? No, Ruben Cotter's coming on the field. I don't understand what just happened. The commentary just said that Reece Walsh was coming on the field. Now it's Ruben Cotter. What transpired? Is Kalaponga injured or something? Okay, so what's happening here? So Cameron Munster's come off the field. I don't know why. Munster has come off the field here for Queensland. What's happening? Munster injury. God bless him. I hope he's okay. So I think that would mean, yeah, that Reece Walsh will come onto the field. So who do you put into the 5'8" then? Gee whiz, are you putting Reece Walsh into the 5'8"? Oh boy, oh boy. All right, so first tackle here for the Queenslanders at the 11. Just don't knock on after points. Do not knock on after points here. Second tackle. I can't see Walsh on the field, so I'm sure that he's not come on the field then. Because... you've got Sam Walker there, but I can't see Reece Walsh, who would obviously be close to the play. Tell us about can't watch the game. Well, Lorenzo, obviously, if I knew, I would tell you. I'm trying to figure it out. But the thing is that other people here are watching the game, so they would be able to have an understanding as well. Ponga at 6, easy switch. But I can't see Reece Walsh on the field, so I don't know if that substitution has been made. But Ponga hasn't been spectacular on the 6 when he's played for the Newcastle Knights, but a very different situation. Cotter come on. Okay, well then who's playing the 6 is my question again. Unless they're putting Callum Ponga to the 6 and they put Hamiso to the fullback. Because my question still remains, who is playing the 6 then? So Callum Ponga is still playing fullback right now, so that's not the case. So who is playing 6? It can't be... Ruben Cotter is not playing the 6. They'll go to the left-hand side for the Blues. Cameron Murray off to Mitchell Moses, to James Tedesco, to Tolata Kuala. Kuala taken down to the 30. He's lost the ball, knock on. Ah, penalty. Penalty. Jeez, the Blues get lucky there after a knock on. If he came on, surely the cameras go on. And well, they were talking about it. The commentary was talking heavily about it. They're going to take a shot at the 2 here. That's definitely a high tackle. It's definitely a high tackle. 100% a high tackle there against Sam Walker and Tolata Kuala. What is it with him in this series? They're going to go for the try here. Okay, if he's playing the halves, I don't think so, because he's currently playing the fullback. Look at him, he's still at the back in the fullback position, unless he's defending in the fullback and attacking in the halves. Maybe that's the case. 10 minutes to go here of the first half, guys. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you are new around here. Get in the chat, let me know who you think will be winning at halftime. The Blues are 15 metres out from the line. Second tackle here for the Blues. It will be Reece Robson to Mitchell Moses. Gives it out left-hand side, and Hudson Young will be taken down to the 10 on third tackle. Third tackle, Reece Robson gets it off to Cameron Murray. Murray to Nathan Cleary. Cleary to Moses. Moses to Tony Staggs. Tony Staggs. Martin Watawase. I don't know. I think he's out. Nah, he's not celebrating this. Nah, he knows he's out. It was close. No one to Watawase. If he had have scored that, it would have been amazing. But he even has shook his head here. Selwyn Cobbo, big hit there. If he gets this in, it's a miracle. Oh, it's close, but he'll be out. Yeah, he's lost the ball anyway. And it's on the line. Oh, they probably would have called that. If it was in the field of play, they probably would have said that his fingers are still touching that. That was nearly an amazing try for Nawana Tawase, but it will be a ball over the touchline, so it's going to be a 7-tackle set for Queensland at the 20. That would have been an amazing try if he got that, but that's what he does. Here we go. Munster. Classified as Category 2. He's not happy about it, but he's undergoing a test. I'm pretty certain he'll be able to come back. He'll be passed. Tino has been cleared as well, so Tino will be able to come back onto the field for the Queenslanders. So it's a HIA for Munster. Max Platt just been rocked by Victor Radley, who's coming to the field for the Blues. 9.5 minutes to go the first half. Harry Grant to Ruben Cotter, and Cotter's now going to get this ball here to the 45. Ruben Cotter, he, I believe, is playing defensively as a 60. High tackle penalty. Come on, Queensland. Come on. Biffo, Lindsay Collins and Radley, bunch of Roosters players getting at it. Headbutt the dog. Headbutt him. Slap him. Slap the dog. Slap him. Uppercut him. Grab him and slap him like this. Come on now. Yeah, it's definitely a high tackle. Oh, Victor Radley. Is that shoulder contact to the head? Oh, no. We're about to get a controversial moment here. Are we about to get a controversial moment here? Victor Radley, we all know that's what he can do. Lindsay Collins has come in and having a crack. It's being reviewed. Harry Grant's asking the question. He's only on report. He's only on report. Okay. Hopper says Blues look ready for a comeback. What on earth are you talking about? They've led the game the whole time. What are you talking about? The Blues look ready for a comeback. Mate, it's 12-8 to New South Wales. And it was 12-2 to New South Wales. What are you talking about, a comeback? What's with this shit? This chat's off its rocker today. First tackle for Queensland at 23. Harry Grant goes to the right-hand side off to Sam Walker. Sam Walker then underneath to Trent Loiero, the try scorer for Queensland. He is 20 metres away from the line. Second tackle. They roll to Harry Grant, off to Sam Walker. Sam Walker at the back to Callum Ponga. Callum Ponga at the back quickly. Hamiso off to Selwyn Cobbo. Selwyn Cobbo back onto the inside. He's 10 metres out from the line. Third tackle. 10 metres out. Don't start this, Mr. Plumbers. It's not the time, bro. It's not the time. Don't start this. You know it's going to go heated in the chat. They go to the right-hand side of Max Platt. Platt then off to Brett Nakora. High tackle. That's a penalty. Come on. That's a high tackle. And it's Victor Radley again, by the way. You've got to warn him, Ashley Klein. That's a second in a row from Victor Radley himself. You've got to warn him. If it is another high tackle, you've got to bin him because that's getting ridiculous. That's 2 high tackles in a row now. That's 2 high tackles in a row now. There's not much in this one. It's definitely a high tackle, but there's not much in this one. You've got to warn him because that's 2 high tackles in a row. Radley's got to clean his act up at the moment, but Harry Grant will take the quick tap to Tino, and Tino's going to bring this ball to the 10 on first tackle. This one's gone out the door, Mitchell says. Tino rolls his ball back to Harry Grant. He'll get it. He'll fake it out right, and he'll go out to the left-hand side of Callum Ponga. Ponga to Kurt Catewell, and Kurt Catewell's going to be 10 metres away from the line. Second tackle. Massive defensive set here for the Blues. Plath playing 6, potentially on the attacking side. Sam Walker underneath to Tino. Tino's going to push away from 1. He's going to push to the 5 on third tackle. Third tackle here for Queensland. Harry Grant. He's going to go himself off to Max Plath. And Max Plath, he's playing first man, so I'm pretty certain he probably is playing 6 on the attack. They go Harry Grant. Harry Grant, Sam Walker. Sam Walker out the back to Callum Ponga. Ponga at the back here to Robert Toya. Robert Toya. Toya back onto the inside himself, and he will be taken down 1 metre out from the line. Fit tackle. We need a good kick here from Sam Walker. They get it to Sam Walker. Walker goes the pass. Quick passing. It's going to come out the back here. Where's the ball going to bounce to? He's going to kick this ball through. It's touched by the Blues. Knocked over the sideline. I don't know what Tony Staggs is doing. Why is Staggs not trying to grab that ball and try to prevent that? It's going to be Queensland fresh out of 6, 10 metres out. I understand not trying to go for the risk, but at the end of the day, you probably could have grabbed that ball there. I think that's interesting. So the ball's bounced around the grass here, and Hamiso's just put a little dink through, which has gone into the one of Tuase. But then Staggs, instead of trying to grab this ball, has decided to hit the ball over the sideline for the risk factor. I think you've got to take the risk in that situation. You've got to try and grab that ball, and I think he could have absolutely grabbed that ball. But either way, it'll come down to what Queensland do in this set. You've just put your team under more pressure by doing that. But again, you've subsidised the risk. First tackle now for Ruben Cotter. They're going to be 5 metres out even the line. 5 metres away, first tackle. Harry Grant gives it across to Sam Walker. Sam Walker is going to have to run this ball himself. That wasn't great. He's not having a fantastic game here today, Sam Walker. Harry Grant to Tino Fasil-Malawi. Tino, do it for your father. That'd be awesome. Third tackle now 3 metres away from the line. Close to a 6 again there. Close to a 6 again there. He's still in the way. Hudson Young. I don't know why that wasn't a 6 again. Sam Walker kicks his ball through. Little sit up, little sit up, little sit up. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's been hit dead. I think it's going to be a dropout here. What a game this is right now. I think they're checking it. But I'm pretty certain this gets knocked dead by Brian To'o. Or Moses. I think it's Brian To'o. Yeah. Nice work by Brian To'o there. What a game we got at the moment. What a game we got. So this is going to be a dropout here from the Blues to Queensland. Oh, they're going to say knock-on from Queensland. I didn't see that. Can we see the angle to show that was a knock-on from Queensland? Can we see the angle to show that was a knock-on from Queensland? Because the angle that you just showed didn't show that at all. Okay, Brian To'o, 0 tackle at the 25. Would like to see the angle there. Video ref. It's not Ashley Klein's fault. That's the video ref's fault. Okay, so Blues, it's going to be second tackle now at the 30. Knock on. I didn't see the knock on there. But again, you must have a different angle. But can we see the angle to show that? Cameron Murray going to be at the 38. And Reece Robson will go to Victor Radley on the left-hand side. And now he'll be at the 45 to the 50 on fourth tackle. Wouldn't mind seeing Ponga times Walsh on the field. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Reece Robson, he'll get the offload away to Cameron Murray. And Murray's going to be at the 45 on fifth tackle. Harry not happy. What? So that wasn't Klein's fault in regards to that. I don't think it's necessarily wrong. I just want to see the angle of it. I'm not saying that the call was wrong. I just want to see the angle to show that it was a knock-on, because the angle we got did not show that was a knock-on there from Queensland. First tackle now for the Queenslanders inside their own 10, and Hamiso will bring this ball to the 15 on second tackle. 5 minutes to go here of the first half. 12 points to 8 to the Blues. And now it'll be Jojo who brings this ball to the 24 on third tackle. Just won't rewind it, and there, in fact, was a touch by Queensland. Again, I'm not saying that it wasn't. I just think that it should be shown, the angle, to show that it was a guaranteed touch by Queensland. Sam Walker, 40-20 attempt here. Oh, but Brian To'o will get back to it at the 30. Well done by Brian To'o. But still a good enough kick from Sam Walker regardless, where they're just going to get the ball at the 30, and Queensland get up there quickly with 5 minutes to go, first tackle. X-Factor says, no sin bins for high shots after 2 HIAs and overruling the ref who overruled you the last game. Second tackle now at the 40. Opponent says, can't see it either. Who's the ref? It's not Ashley Klein's fault. It's the bunker. I don't know who's in the bunker. Someone here said that it was a guaranteed touch, but I would like to have seen the angle. No way Rob touched that. I didn't think he did again, but I would have liked to have seen the angle. So they go to the right to Victor Radley, to Nathan Cleary, to James Tedesco. Tedesco then off to Katoni Staggs, and Katoni Staggs will be taken down here at the 38 on the Queensland side of the field. The ref is the bald man, Ashley Klein, but again, that's not his fault in regards to that. He originally called it as a dropout too, mind you. They go out to Hudson Young, Tolotau Kuola, and Kuola's going to be at the 30 on fit tackle. Yeah, they should have shown the angle because I only just seen the small touch. Oh, I didn't see any touch, but again, it is what it is. I'll have to just trust what they said. Good catch from Selwyn Cobbo under an amazing pressure from Tedesco. Selwyn Cobbo has come through with an amazing catch. It's got to be Butler. God help us. Kurt Catewell to the 10, second tackle. This is set up for a massive second half right now. Callum Ponga to have Mesa Tapuafado. He will get this ball to the 15. Shut up, Joey Johns, man. The amount of shit that he's dribbling in that commentary is incredible. Ruben Cotter is now going to bring this ball to the 25 on 4 tackle. I think Chris Butler is bunker. Yeah, I think he was the bunker in the last game too, wasn't he? Yeah, he was. Callum Ponga to the right-hand side. They go to Robert Toya. Robert Toya with a great run to the 40. He'll get taken by Brian To'o, but it was a great run to the 40 to Sam Walker. And Sam Walker's just going to dink that one down. Not a good kick at all. Sam Walker's had a really rough game so far. He has not been fantastic. His kicks have been very average, and he's obviously feeling the pressure of this second game as we speak. Change kick from Walker. Yeah, it's been a weird game from Sam Walker at the moment. Second tackle now at the 45. Especially considering it went straight to no one to Wase, and they're just able to, walk it out of their own end now. But to be fair, they made too many meters. They catch that at the 35, and it's third tackle at the 45. Only 10 meters in 3 tackles. It's not great. They give it underneath to Tedesco. It's a knock on. That's a knock on, I think. Oh, I thought Tino got a hand to that, but no, it's 4 tackle at the 45. They've only made 10 meters on this set. And now to Hudson Young. Oh, I would have loved to see if Tino got a touch of that. Hudson Young will be taken down here at the 40 on fit tackle. And they go to the right-hand side to Nathan Cleary, and Cleary's going to put that ball up into the air. Where's the ball going to come? No one to Wase knocks it back. Oh my gosh, Max Platt, fuck me, bro. That is so lazy in regards to where that ball's bounced, and it's just Max Platt has just been standing there. This is multiple times now that Queensland have just given free possession to the Blues. A try here is so massive too, mind you. 6 again here for the Blues at the 10. They keep gifting possession in the perfect area for the Blues. This is where one of their tries came from, the Thomas Flegler knock-on, and that was so bad from Max Platt just now. Reece Robson to Nate Cleary. Cleary underneath to Victor Radley, and Radley is going to be 5 meters out. Oh, it's 2 tries on the back of your own errors here, Queensland. If you give up another one, this is a big defensive set. They go to the right. Here we go. Chance in on to Wase. On to Wase. He's going to step back on the inside. Here with the 5. And Townsend, that wasn't played out. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Max Platt puts his hands up. It was unintentional, but in the same sense, he's still putting his hands up. It's a reaction, and it happened. Out of the left-hand side, they go to Cleary. Quick passing. Brian To'o. Queensland scrambled across nicely. They've run right behind their own play there, mind you. Brian To'o is going to be at the 15. They give it up to Hudson Young, and Hudson Young is going to get slapped over the sideline. Take him over. Take him over. Take him over. Come on. Great defense from Queensland. Great defense from Queensland. 1 minute to go here. That's massive from Jojo Fafita. That is massive from Jojo Fafita. That is massive. He's coming real hard here, Jojo. Hudson Young tries to step on the inside. Jojo too strong for him. Take him over the sideline. That's what Jojo can do, baby. That's what Jojo can do. All right, Queensland now at the 15. 40 seconds to go here the first half. Cameron Munster has passed his HIA, so he'll be back on for the second half. Kurt Catewell brings his ball to the 20 on second tackle. Sana says, wow, both teams coming up big with defensive plays. Yep. Queensland to the 30 on third tackle. 24 seconds left here. I would assume this is just the halftime score, unless there's a miracle from Queensland here. Sam Walker to Callum Ponga. Callum Ponga sets back onto the inside, and he'll be 42 metres out, fourth tackle. I guess they can look for a 2-point field goal if they wanted at the end of this set, but I doubt it. No, they're not going to be in the right area. So they're going to 7 seconds to go here. They've got to play this, and they're just going to throw this ball around if they want something just before halftime. Sam Walker's going to bang that ball up, and it's just a basic kick, man. I would have liked to have seen a little bit of risk there. But at the end of the day, no one to Wase is going to kick this ball over the sideline. And no, he's not going to kick it over the sideline. He's going to try and fake him out, and they'll just be taken over the sideline. Well, what a first half we've had there, lads. What a first half we have had. The score will be 12 points to 8 to the New South Wales Blues at halftime. There's a lot to go over. So we're going to go into the halftime stats. You guys keep talking in the chat. You guys keep getting fired up. We're going to get into the chat, and we're going to get into the stats. to really get a good read here. So do me a favour, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. We are live for every single game of rugby league here on the channel. We've got the Under-19s Origin tomorrow. Plus, also don't forget, we are live for the FIFA World Cup too. So we'll be live for Portugal versus DR Congo tonight, plus also England versus Croatia. But all right, let's get into these stats. The score is 12-8 to the Blues here at the MCG in Melbourne. Kotoni Staggs and Mark Nawaqanitawase have scored tries for the Blues, 2 from 2 on the conversions from Nathan Cleary. Whilst for the Maroons, Trent Loiero scored in the 26th minute, Sam Walker converted, and he also got the opening penalty of the game to lead the game 2-0. So 12-8 to the Blues. You go to the stats at the possession rate. It's 51% possession to the Maroons, 49% possession to the Blues. That is super equal. And you know what I appreciate here? 25 minutes time of possession is the threshold. You want to be seeing, to get a good game of rugby league, you want to be seeing 25 minutes at a minimum of gameplay. Well, 15 minutes and 4 seconds for the Blues, 15 minutes and 14 seconds for Queensland. That is 30 minutes and 19 seconds. That is a whole hell of a lot. That is very, very healthy time and possession here in that game, in this game so far. Really good first half. It is open-ended. We are seeing plenty of gameplay, not too much in regards to the referee getting involved here, which is a great sign. Then you go to the completion rate. Wowee, the Blues, still having a bit of struggles here. 80% is the minimum that you're looking for. 76% is what you're getting from the Blues right now at 19 from 25. Now, granted, it's not awful. It's not really bad. Anything underneath 80 to 75 is okay, but not where you need to be. Anything under 75 is not good enough. They're at 76, so it's okay, but not quite where they need to be. Queensland, 95%, 22 from 23. And the one time they did make that error was a New South Wales try. It was a New South Wales try there on the first tackle of that set. So it shows right now that it would be 8-6 if you could have held the ball, Queensland, which is a fantastic completion rate regardless. 95% is essentially perfect, except for that one error, which obviously was the try. You go to the runs, both teams, 97-97. Actually, now it's 97 to the Blues, 98 for Queensland. Now, 97 runs for the Blues for 753 run meters. So technically speaking, they are 217 meters below the 10 meters an average per run that you're looking for. That's just what you're looking for. It's an amazing stat. It's not always what you're going to get, but you're looking for 10 meters an average per run. They are 217 meters behind that. Well, Queensland, they're at 98 runs for 738 run meters. So themselves, they're 242. Now it's 98-98. They're 242 run meters behind the 10 meters an average per run that you're looking for. So both these teams are quite behind what they're looking for. However, the Blues are still up by 21 meters. 738 for Queensland, 759 for the Blues. They're still up by 21 meters. That is essentially equal. That means that no one's really winning this meters battle right now in regards to the actual run meters, even though it's slightly an advantage to the Blues. What is an advantage to the Blues is the post-contact meters. 262 post-contact meters for the Blues. It's good. It's not quite 300 that you look for, but 262 is really, really healthy. 210 for the Maroons on the post-contact is not good. Through the same amount of runs, they have got 52 less post-contact meters. The Blues are dominating the post-contact meters as we speak. The run meters, very equal. Post-contact meters, very, very much an advantage to New South Wales. You go to the line breaks, though. Queensland been very resilient here. 0 line breaks for the Blues, 2 line breaks for Queensland. You go to the tackle breaks. 19 tackle breaks for Queensland, 11 tackle breaks for the Blues. So the Queenslanders have been quite good defensively here. And it makes sense because if it wasn't for the Flegler free try that he gave to the Blues, well, you would see the score right now at 8-1-6. They've been holding off of the line very, very well throughout this game. Will they get tired? I don't know. But right now, their defense has been good, whilst the Blues have given up quite a few tackle breaks. The average set distance, it's just not good from either one of these teams. 25 meters and below is pathetic. Turn the stream off. 25 to 30 is disgusting. 30 to 35 is underwhelming. 35 to 40 is hitting the marker. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic. And 50 plus is basically perfect. 30.27 here for the Blues. It's not good. It's underwhelming. It's getting close to the disgusting category. They're not making many meters at all. 30.27 is ultimately coming down to their error rate because they've gone down below that 80% to 76%, whilst Queensland here are 32.09. So they're in the underwhelming category too, are slightly ahead. Now the Blues have updated to 29.88. They are in the disgusting category, whilst the Maroons are in the underwhelming category, separated by 3 meters. But the reason being is because of the errors. Because the errors can happen early on in the set, which then negatively impacts your average set distance, which is what you're seeing here with the Blues, because I would say they would more than likely be at about 34 34 to 35. I think they'll be getting the job, hitting the marker, but not an exceptional rate. Now, because of their errors, they are sub 30. Whilst Queensland, without any errors really, are at 32.83, which just isn't really that great. It's underwhelming. You go to the average play the ball speed. 3.19 seconds and below is extremely fast. 3.2 to 3.39 is fast. 3.4 to 3.59 is average. 3.6 to 3.79 is slow. And 3.8 and above is extremely slow. New South Wales are at 3.95 seconds. That is ridiculously slow, especially for an Origin game. That is not fast enough. You need to be faster than that in an Origin game. Reece Robson, you've got to speed that little bad boy up. 3.95 seconds is extremely slow on average. Queensland, on the other hand, 3.45 seconds. That's just a normal speed. It's just normal. 3.5 is in between 3.4 and 3.59. So you've got a normal average speed here from Queensland play the ball speed. You've got an extremely slow, getting close to New South Wales territory. Not New South Wales, getting close to England territory. So when you watch English Rugby League and you watch the English Super League, 4 seconds and above is usually what you're seeing from there. In that Australia versus England series last year, in the 3-game series that we played over in England, the average play the ball speed was around the 4 to 4.2. We still won those games. We still won all 3 of them. We didn't look great, but the average play the ball speed was about 4 to 4.2. So right now, New South Wales are going down the same trajectory of what you see from that English team and from the English game. So just keep in mind of that. That is extremely slow. You go to the offloads. 5 for the Blues it's not that high, but it's okay. 2 for Queensland's very, very low. You go to the kick defusal, 50% here for Queensland, 22% for the Blues, and then you go to the effective tackle percentage. 85% and below is awful, 85% to 88% is underwhelming, 88% to 90% is hitting the marker, and 90% and above is basically perfect. 89.52% here for the Blues is very, very solid. They're doing a great job here. Not perfect, but a great, great job regardless. 188 tackles made is above the typical 160, 180. Reminder, all these averages that I'm giving you are based off of the NRL, and we're just translating that into Origin. It's not the same on averages, but that's the only thing we can go off, right? So we use the NRL averages of a 160 to 180 tackles made. They've made 8 tackles more than that. And then you go to the 19 missed tackles. The average of missed tackles in the NRL is 15 to 17. They've made 2 more missed tackles than that. And the average ineffective tackles in the NRL is 5 to 7. They've made 3, so they've got 2 less ineffective tackles than that. So with 188 tackles made, which is above the average by 8, the missed tackles above the average by 2 with 19, and the ineffective tackles below the average of 5 with 3. That's 22 bad tackles in the first half through 188 tackles made. That's very, very good. Right, that's very, very good. But then you go to Queensland, who are at 90.55%. So they are into the essentially perfect category. 182 tackles made is pretty similar territory to the New South Wales team here, only 6 less. Above the average of 160 to 180, though, with the 182. Missed tackles is 12. That's below the average of 15 to 17 by 3. Very, very good. And the ineffective tackles, though, is unfortunately bumped up to 7, which is on the higher end of the average. It's not awful, but it's on the higher end of the average there. So you go to the 182 tackles made, far less missed tackles, but quite a bit more ineffective tackles there. That's 19 bad tackles for the Queenslanders compared to the 22 bad tackles for New South Wales. Both of these effective tackle percentages are quite close, but it's those missed tackles that are being very limited here for Queenslanders really benefiting their percentage right now for the 90.55. You go to the negative play. 3 errors and below is really good. 4 to 6 is average, and 7 above is awful. Blues at 7, not good. That is awful. 6 for Queensland, getting close to awful, but it is the highest of the averages there. Too many errors here from both these teams, specifically the Blues, which is what we saw in Game 1 as well. Penalties conceded, 4-1 against the Blues. They've been ill-disciplined. Don't argue in regards to the Ash Climb penalties because they have been legitimate. They've been high tackles. All of the penalties have been legitimate so far. Ruck infringements is 3-0 against Queensland. Inside 10 metres is 1-1, and then on reports is 1-0 against the Blues. So you look at this and you go infringements-wise, 3, 4, 5 against Queensland. Infringements-wise for the Blues, that's including penalties, infringements, and inside 10 metres, is 5. So currently it's 5-5 in regards to infringements. It's just that the Blues are giving away the more penalties whilst Queensland are giving away the more 6 again. So I would argue that you're tiring yourself out more by the 6 agains rather than the penalties, but the penalties are giving the better team, the better position. So overall, it's very, very even in regards to that. What these stats are telling you at halftime is we are about to see a cracker. We are about to see a game go down to the wire. Whoever wants it more will win. And that's just simply said The completion rate is far in advance for Queensland. The time possession percentage is just unbelievably close. New South Wales are winning the post-contact. It's very, very close in regards to the run meters in general, but Queensland are winning the line breaks. They're also winning the average set distance because the errors at New South Wales are happening. The play the ball speed is faster for Queensland, but they've got less offloads than the Blues. And then you go to the defense, and the defense is slightly an advantage of Queensland, but both teams are defending quite well here. It's just those errors that are hurting New South Wales, but it's only one error more than Queensland, but it does add them into that extra category. There is positives to the Blues, and there is negatives to the Blues. There is positives to Queensland, and there is negatives to Queensland. They did actually have to have Munster come off the field for the last 15 there of that first half. He will come back on for the second half. That'll be a benefit there to their attack, because Sam Walker hasn't been great today, but I think this is going to go down to the damn well wire. Queensland must win to send us to a decider in Game 3 at Suncorp in 3 weeks' time. If New South Wales win, it is done. That means they win the series, and it will be to go for the clean sweep in 3 weeks' time at Suncorp Stadium. So it'll be interesting how it pans out here. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, get into the chat, let us know your thoughts. Jack Attack says, I have a lot of respect for Queensland with their defense. Yeah, they've been very good. And also, mind you, they defended quite resiliently despite being down a man for the final 22 minutes of that game in Game 1. But obviously, Blues just broke them away in the end. It came down to a miracle play from James Tedesco to catch the ball over the top of Hermiso. Someone says, look, I'm not going to complain, but think we've been extremely lucky to be getting away, walking forward from our mark each time. I'm not going to complain, but think we have been extremely lucky to be getting away, walking forward from our mark each time. I haven't even noticed this, to be fair. I haven't noticed this. I'll keep an eye. Kokomo says, Boardman had to think about it, eh? Aspect says, good game so far. Best team will win this one. So far, there hasn't been any diabolical reffing decisions. I'm not sitting here talking about Ashley Klein. Again, I would love to see an angle that proved that Robert Toya had touched that ball for that 7-tackle set for the Blues rather than it being a 7-tackle set for the Blues rather than it being a dropout. But with that being said, I trust that it was the correct call. I just didn't get to see it because they didn't give us a good angle for it. Aussie says, who's winning in your opinion, guys? It's going to be close. I'm obviously going to back in my boys Queensland, but it's going to be close. You could make arguments for both teams based on the stats we just read through. Raylene says, Queensland are locking in. Jaden says, I'd love if the Sharkies sign Koala, even though it will never happen. Funny Cat Vid says, Strange and Walsh would go hard in the second half. Yeah, they would. Yeah, great little substitutions to make. Where does Walsh play, though? Well, yeah, he can't come on. Ultimately, he can't because he's a fullback unless you decide to put Kalen Ponga into because Munster's coming back. Walsh cannot fit into this team unless he is going into that fullback position. You're right. Just joining, you think Radley should be binned? No, I think I'd be unfair. I think I'd be suggesting something quite unfair by saying that. Yes, I would say consistency-wise, you could make the argument for a bin there, but I don't know if there's enough justifiable evidence to suggest a bin there. So I get it. I get the discussion around it, but I don't think it was a bin. But I could be swayed if you showed me an angle that gives me justifiable evidence to guarantee it hits the head. First contact. Art of Lim says, my whole family's in New South Wales and we all thought Radley was going off. I think everyone thought that Radley was going off consistency-wise. I think everyone thought it. But I just don't know if Ashley Klein's going to want to make a big call in this game. Because if he makes a big call and he fucks up in this game, I'm telling you, there will be accountability because he's already got enough problems in regards to the situation that we've heard about this week. Plus, we had the controversy from game 1. And then if you had one in this game 2, I think there'd be some serious ramification that'd be needed. So I feel like he's trying his best to stay out of this game here today. I don't think he's had too much of an involvement at all. And I think that's pretty evident. I think it's pretty evident so far. Nate says wasn't intentional. Well, that's a very difficult thing to argue. So are you telling me that you genuinely believe that Kalen Ponga, but if you, let's just assume that you're right and that the correct call was made. So you're telling me that Kalen Ponga intentionally came in to injure Tolta Kuala. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard for Joseph Suaalii with Reece Walsh. He was coming in for a big hit. And yes, it was a send-off. But at the end of the day, I don't believe that he has intentionally tried to take his head off there. It's just unfortunate that in the motion, he has come and hit the head of Reece Walsh. I don't ever like to talk about the fact intentional or not intentional. You can see when something is intentional to deliberately injure. You cannot tell me that Kalyn Ponga in that first game is coming in to deliberately injure a player. I don't believe it, and I think that you're getting involved in the emotion of the game, and I think you need to remove that part of the game because that's a bullshit way to look at it. It's a bullshit way to tell me that Kalyn Ponga has deliberately come in because then it should go down to an assault charge. If you're seeing a player who is deliberately coming in with a direct shoulder to the head of a player and you're saying that if they're showing clear intent to do it, well, then they should get done for an assault charge outside of damn well rugby league. If they're coming in for a shoulder charge and unfortunately it's going to hit the head there, absolutely a send-off, absolutely bid, whatever. But to say intentional should be leading to assault charges off the damn well field, because I do not believe that these players who come into these unfortunate situations are trying to deliberately into the opposition, because Kalyn Ponga full well knows that if he does that, he is going to be off and he's probably going to lose the game. So that doesn't make any sense to me. Kind of pisses me off a little bit to hear that. Jared says, as a neutral that loves watching the game, I'm hoping for Queensland to win it to head to a decider. We'll see. Jared, second half here to come. Second half here to come. Lawrence says, mate, is it annoying the way Foxtel 9, etc. cover the game? Why are some players like Reece Walsh held as gods? You know, because they're the most profitable advertisement product. Hell yeah, Blaze is spot on about intention. Benny says, New South Wales have no real attacking forwards, all too slow. Josh says, mate, don't even bother trying to explain Blues supporters are brain dead. It just really grinds me. Nate, I love you, but I just think that's it's a shit-ass way to look at it, because you're basically alluding to me that the players are intentionally trying to hurt people, and I do not believe that. Sam says, hey, New South Wales is better. Okay, so you won game one, but outside of that, we have won more series, more games, higher results, and more streaks as well, mind you. So let's settle it down. If you win this series, congratulations. You're the better team in this series, but at the end of the day, let's also respect the fact that historically Queensland actually are better. That doesn't mean that we'll be better this season, but we'll see how the series goes here, champion. But all right, so the second half has started, guys. It'll be third tackle for the Blues at the 30. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. Love Radley. He brings that rough, grubby attitude to the team, but his discipline makes me bite my nails at times. Yeah, absolutely. He's been ill-disciplined in this game too. Fourth tackle now at the 35. G-Media says Queensland can eat shit. No, you can eat shit. Fourth tackle here at the 33. Reece Robson gives it off to Isaiah Yeo, and Isaiah Yeo is going to be at the 35 on fifth tackle. Fifth tackle. Cattle dog, Clanky says. Get into him. And up it goes. Dual fullbacks, Welsh Ponga. Well, that's just not happening, is it? So it's going to be Selwyn Cobbo who grabs his ball at the 10, and he'll bring it out to the 20, to the 25. Gets away here at the 30, to the 35. He's away here. Selwyn Cobbo at the 40, the 45. Great run by Selwyn Cobbo to start this second half off. 1,000% you can tell if it's intent or not. Absolutely. You know, if you're seeing a guy like Matt Lodge coming in, got my questions, or not. I got my questions. Third tackle here at the 40. Third tackle. But no, it's an individual basis. I'm not saying that Matt Lodge every single time is trying to, but there are certain players that you look at and go, I don't know. Fourth tackle here. Fourth tackle at the 33. And now Harry Grant to Munster to Kalyn Ponga. Ponga short ball to Kurt Catewell. And Catewell's going to be at the 18 now on fifth tackle. Let's see a big kick here. Cameron Munster's going to have the ball. He's going to kick it himself. He's going to put it up here for Selwyn Cobbo. And Hamiso chasing it through. Selwyn Cobbo. But great grab there from Nona Tuase. And he'll be taken down to the 3 on first tackle. I wonder if Ivan will rest all Panthers players against the one on the ladder there this Saturday. Maybe. Who are the Panthers playing this Saturday? Maybe. I would not be surprised. He rested them all against a big game like the Wars. Surprised there was... Oh, Harry Grant did hold him down a little bit too long there. Third tackle here for the Blues at the 9. They're not making many metres at all here. 8 metres on this set through 3 tackles. Tedesco to Cameron Murray, and now they'll be at the 14. So only about 13 metres or so on these 4 tackles. They go to Hudson Young, and he'll be at the 25. Good run from him there, but it's still only going to be about a 25-metre gain or so. Officially, it was a 20-metre gain. Damn. I was being a bit too much generous. Selwyn Cobbo grabs this ball to 25, and now he's going to run this ball back here to the 30. Way too slow there from Selwyn, but he smashes into Mitchell Moses. No, Nathan Cleary, sorry, and it'll be first tackle for the Maroons. And Hamiso brings this ball here to the 40. They are getting a bit more of the post-contact metres so far into this second half. They are getting a few more metres on the post-contact. The Queenslanders, Jojo Fafita to the 45 on third tackle. Cobbo to redemption arc, you love to see it. Yeah, he's been going much better than his beginning part of this season, and obviously when he was the Bronx, you know, he went into some poor form, and especially when he first started for the Dolphins this year, but no, he's definitely been waking up into his time here at Queensland, also the Dolphins. Fifth tackle now at the 30. He had a great game one and has been having a pretty solid game two here. Cameron Munster is going to put that ball up. That is not a great kick, but you will see Robert Toya chase Tottle down, and he'll make the tackle about the 5 on first tackle. And you've got to see Queensland still focusing on that defense right now. Keep them down here. Tedesco is only going to make about 2 metres, 3 metres or so. He'll be second tackle at the 10. Penrith play the Titans. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, Penrith do play the Gold Coast Titans up at Seabus Super Stadium. Third tackle here at the 10 for the Blues. They are struggling for metres at the moment, man. Don't give away a penalty, Maroons. That's going to be 13 metres out for the Blues. 4 tackle. Wow, they have only made about 8 metres on this set through 4 tackles. They get it off to Tedesco. Tedesco at the 18. That's about dead set 14 metres through 5 tackles. It's a 12-metre gain. Mitchell Moses, that's going to be near enough charge down here. Are they going to say 6 again? They're going to get so unlucky here. Oh my gosh, Blues, you need to be nearly Queensland fans because they're giving you guys everything right now. But I don't even need to know. I don't even understand why you've tried to charge that ball down. It actually astounds me. You've just had the Blues have no right to be on the attack right now. I cannot believe you've done this. Why have you gone for a charge down when you have kept them to a 12-metre gain inside their own half? There is no reason to go for a charge down in that situation. That is insane. It's unlucky here for Queensland that the Blues have been able to pick the ball up and then run to the 10 metres. That is insane decision-making, though. It's insane. They go, that's a knock on there from Victor Radley. It'll be Queensland ball here at the 10. That's insane decision-making. It's just so unnecessary. Because the Blues are all exhausted right now. They're struggling for metres. You're putting too much pressure on them. And then you've got Max Plath who's come in there to put the pressure on the kicker. But at the end of the day, he's only 20 metres out from his own line. You've come in close there and you've blocked the ball away. Like, if you are coming in with the intention to block, even if you turn your back, it's going to be called 6 again. It's going to be called play that. But Queensland will get the ball here at the 10. They get lucky that they don't give up a try in that situation. They get lucky, but their defense has been solid throughout this game. Jojo Fafita brings his ball to the 15 on first tackle. Still can't believe people doubted Moses like he hasn't outperformed Cleary in every game he played. Just a better Origin player than Cleary. Sure, won't necessarily disagree with you, but I think that the biggest question mark was that Ethan Strange had such a good game in first game that they were more so frustrated that Strange isn't playing here. And then because of that, you've heard Laurie Daly talk about Ethan Strange potentially playing in the back row, but I doubt that Ethan Strange will come on this game. 4th tackle here at the 35. Harry Grant gets it to Ruben Cotter. Cotter to Sam Walker. Sam Walker to Callum Ponga. Callum Ponga's got some space. He gives it to Toya. Toya off to Jojo Fafita. Jojo Fafita back onto the inside, and he's going to be at the 40 on 5th tackle. Great run from Jojo. He's been unbelievable for Queensland today. He really has been. They go to the left-hand side, and Sam Walker now is going to bang that ball up. Hamiso is going to chase this one through. It's going to be actually caught by Robert Toya. He gets the ball off. Max Platt, Cameron Munster. Munster kicks his ball across here. Left-hand side. Selwood go! Selwood go! Selwood go! Selwood go! Try time for Queensland. BEA beautiful ball movement from Queensland. Try time for the Maroons. It's 12-12 with a kick to come. Come on, the Maroons. Come on, the Maroons. They've been the better team in the second half so far. They have been. They have been. Been a long time coming, Ben says. A lot of pent-up frustration for that one. Rob Toya, well done, putting pressure on the kick. Gets up, grabs it, gives it off to Max Platt. Very similar try to what we saw in the first half, by the way. Nice word there from Munster to keep the composure and to keep that ball across the Cobbo where nobody was there. But a very similar try in terms of the ball movement to what we saw from Queensland for the first half when they scored next to the post. Boy says, yeah, Strange did play good, but in a close game like this, would rather have Moses than Strange. It's not like last game, there wasn't a close game, man. It took until the last minute of the game for Tedesco to score a try. Sure, but the channel says no try. Why? It's a crowd like Blues or Queensland fans. I found that it was usually pretty close, but I found that when I was there was more Blues fans, but Victoria typically is more Queensland on the basis of your Munsters and your Billy Slaters and your Cameron Smiths and Greg Inglis over time. Like, you've found that most Melbourne Storm players, because they used to have North Devils as their feeder club, right? And now they've got, like, I think the East Tigers. I don't know if they still are with them, but they've had Queensland, a lot of these Queensland teams. Sunshine Coast Falcons, I believe, is theirs. So they've got a lot of these Queensland teams they pillage from as the feeder club. So they've had those Queensland players. And that's what they usually are. But that was when I was there about 10 years ago or so. Sam Walker, big kick, under pressure. Come on, Sammy boy, you big dog, you. 32 minutes to go. Queensland take the lead. 14-12. Come on, you big dog. Come on, you big dog. Crowd looks majority Queensland. It does, Nath. I just know from when I was in Melbourne a couple of times, it always seemed like it was more Blues. But typically, Melbourne does bring out more Queenslanders, more often than not. We've had about 2,200 people vote in the poll so far, guys. Keep voting. New South Wales currently at 53% on the win percentage. Queensland currently at 47%. But Queensland do currently lead 14-12 with 32 minutes to go here. Munster gives it off to Tino Fa'asuamaleaui. He'll be at the 13 on first tackle. Jared, Queensland have been so good in the first 8 minutes, minus that charge down, pressure on pressure. Well, it wasn't a charge down. It's just that he shouldn't have been in that area for mine. He shouldn't have been in that area for mine when you've had such a good defensive set like that. Harry Grant's going to run this ball straight up the guts here to the 25. I could have argued a penalty there. They were not square marker. And they were inside the 20 as well. So Ruben Cotter, he'll get this ball to the 28 now on fourth tackle. It's all come down to the fact that the Blues have been struggling for metres too. Outside of that wild play, they have been basically getting in the second half about 20 metres at max. Payne Haas about to come on the field. That'll be helpful hand to them. Sam Walker's going to kick this ball to the 15. So watch how many metres they make on this set if they can fire up here, because at the moment they are making about 20 metres max per set. One of their sets went for 12 metres on a game. Brian Tuttle, now he's going to bring this ball to the 35. So that's a good 10-metre run from him to start off this set, though. Second tackle. Devon says, with Strange tries, would Mitch had scored them? His tries won us the game. I would have had Strange starting just from his game one performance. Well, maybe so, but they have gone Moses here, and I haven't really seen Nathan Cleary do it too much just yet. Fourth tackle, 30 minutes to go of the game, folks. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Queensland lead 14-12 with 30 minutes to go. James Tedesco gets a good offload away to Reece Robson. They've got numbers out on this right-hand side. Hamisa's got the chase down here. He's going to chase down Katoya Staggs, and Staggs will get taken down at the 30 or so on fifth tackle. They're going to need a good kick here. Long way to go in this game, folks. Nathan Cleary runs it. He runs it into the line, puts it up, and Kanaponga's going to get an easy one there. That is not a good kick from Nathan Cleary at all. And Kanaponga's going to bring this ball out here to the 15. That is not a good kick there from Nathan Cleary. He's got to take the high percentage plays right now. You don't need to be risking it. As we currently speak, it's only a 2-point game. Second tackle, 23 minutes out from your own line. I really don't know. Sam Walker, great run. Oh, but that's a great tackle from Cameron Murray. Otherwise, he was away. Harry Grant to Kanaponga. Kanaponga's going to slip over at the 45. He was shaping up to the left. I just think that Nathan Cleary's got to take a more high percentage play just then. Instead, he gave Queensland a good momentum pusher. Sam Walker, it's going to be kicked into the New South Wales player. 6 again here for Queensland. 6 again for Queensland. I would debate whether that should have been a 6 again. I would debate it. I would debate whether I would have said that was played up, because I don't think that he's rushing up to make a play to kick there. I think he's rushing up to make a play to tackle on fourth tackle. What a run from Lindsay Collins. Harry Grant to the left-hand side. Gives it off to Sam Walker. Sam Walker at the back here, and it's going to be Cameron Munster stepping around. They're going to be 30 metres out fourth tackle. Would be absolutely massive for Queensland to snag a try right now. Harry Grant to the left-hand side of Sam Walker. Sam Walker to Kanaponga. Kanaponga to Hamiso. Hamiso is going to step off 1. He's going to step off 2. And he'll be 15 metres out from the line. 15 metres away from the line here for the Queenslanders. They get it off to Sam Walker. Sam Walker gets it across to Munster. Munster's going to kick this ball across here. Chance. Queensland. Drop ball, I think, from the Blues. I think it was a knock-on from Queensland as well. It's going to be knock-on Blues first. Knock-off Blues first. They can challenge it, but they're going to say first knock-ons off Brian Tuttle, baby. Come on. Does Brian Tuttle knock this ball on first? Yep. Yeah, he does. Knock on Brian Tuttle first. Queensland ball 10 metres out. Come on, baby. Come on. Jack Lewis, is a very entertaining game here. Fancy Queensland with the momentum to go and win, and I fancy Walsh to score the winner. Walsh is not on the field. Yeah, no, you know what? I'm wrong. Hudson Young puts his hand up there. No, unfortunately, for Kiwi, you're wrong, mate. Not play that. I put my hands up and say, Ashley Klein, fantastic call. Hudson Young has put his hand up here and blocked that kick. That is a play that. That is a correct call for a 6 again. Queensland left-hand side, Kanaponga. Kanaponga, left-hand side, someone cover. Someone cover! Someone cover! Queenslander We're in again. General says not correct. Cool. Well, then you are a biased fan because you clearly saw Hudson Young's fingers go to touch the ball. And guess what? You can enjoy this little bias try here for you. 18-12 with the kit to come. Selwyn cover with a double in the second half. And Queensland are on fire right now. Let's go. General G, you can see me sitting here telling you I don't believe it was touch. I don't believe that it was the correct call. So I'm being non-biased by telling you you got harshly done by. We have then seen a replay where Hudson Young clearly puts his hands like this, touch the ball, and it is a repeat set for Queensland because played at. You should be able to acknowledge as an adult that that is the correct call from Ashley Klein. If you cannot admit that that is the correct call there from Ashley Klein, then that shows to me that you are not watching this game with an open-ended mentality. You are looking at it from one perspective because you can clearly see he puts his hand up like this. That's a touch ball. That's a 6 again. That's a try for Queensland. But then again, I should take your opinion with a grain of salt because you said the last try was offside when he was onside by 5 metres. Try time for Queensland. And they're up. Cobb on fire. Cobb on fire. Jared says they are finding joy on that left-hand side, calling out the inexperience of that left edge. Yep, 100% right. But there's a long way to go here in this game, folks. And it's only a 6-pointer. Can they get the conversion? That'd be massive. Can they get the conversion? That would be massive. Up the bunny says, where are you, Cleary? Great question. Great question. We see so many tries off of scrums this year too, mind you. Really well set up there from Queensland. Very well set up. Correct, Rifto. Correct. The only reason New South Wales have points is because of Queensland mistakes. 100% agree. 100% agree. The first try came off the knock-on from Flegler, who... Has he even come back on the game? First try came off a Flegler knock-on. Second try came off the Munster knock-on. Third try came off of... What was the third try? No, they have only scored 2 tries. Yeah. Both New South Wales tries have come off of knock-ons from Queensland. Queensland are a much better side in the second half, making more metres and taking their chances. New South Wales are still in the shed. They are a long way to go here, though, guys. Long way to go. Told to cover, let's go. What do you mean? We're all back in cover. We're all back in Queensland. What do you mean, told ya? All right, so Sam Walker from the sideline. Massive kick this. Sammy Walker. Oh, you cannot ask for a better kick than that from the Sam Meister. Sam Walker. Bing, bang, boom over the black dot from the sideline. And Queensland lead 20-12 with 26.5 minutes to go here of the game. Schumacher's charge downs just hurt the charge down team. Don't do it, boys. Hudson Young wasn't trying to charge it down, but a natural reaction to the ball being kicked is he puts his hands up like this. Now, that is called on a consistent basis every single day of the week. That is called a play that. Whether you agree with that or not is another question. But the fact of the matter is that on a consistent basis, on a black and white basis, Hudson Young puts his hands up here. That makes no sense unless you are actually playing with the ball. So it was subtle, but he does. So Queensland will get the ball here at the 5, and Cameron Munster gets to Lindsay Collins, and Lindsay Collins is going to run this ball to the 10. Now, Blues, this is a massive set to defend, and then on your next set, you need to make metres because you are struggling massively for metres in the second half so far, getting 12 metres, getting 20 metres, getting 15 metres. You are getting jack shit right now. You need to monster up for this next set in this half. You need to monster up. The bunny says, why does Cleary not show up during Origin but becomes the greatest 7 when it comes to Penrith and Australia? Kind of inconsistent by his part. What's he done for Australia? Yeah, they won the World Cup, but in the end of the day, of course they're going to win the World Cup. I don't think Nathan Cleary was absolutely undeniable for any of Australia's 3 games last year, really. Or for the Rugby League World Cup, where he partnered Jelly Cherry Evans. Laurie Daly looking just shocking there on the sideline. He doesn't look like he has a clue. Is Laurie Daly all there? That was all. That look that he had just then was like bewilderment. So 20. The Blues have only used 2 of their 6-man bench. Are you looking to blast Queensland in this last 20 against? Adam Fanor-Blake's going to come on in for the Blues. Are you looking to utilise this back end like the last game? Laurie, do you realise that happened because it was a 13-on-12 situation? Does he realise that they were all Queensland were exhausted and gone and blistered on in the last 20, not because of their own tiredness, but because they were down a man? Why has he only brought on 2 of his 6-man bench when we're 55 minutes into the game? And that's going to be an awful kick there from the Blues. And Selwyn Cobbo, who's had a brilliant game. He's had a brilliant series so far. He'll be at the 25 on first tackle. Mr. Plummer says, we all know the NRL wants a game 3 decider. What have you seen that has been incorrect in this game from Ashley Klein? What have you seen? Tell me, what have you seen that has been incorrect? Jojo Feeder, it's all well and good to say that. I can tell you what I disagree with in the first game. Can you tell me what you disagree with in this game that is such a significant impact that shows that Queensland have been the better team in the second half? You've been making 12 metres and 20 metres per set so far in the second half, and you're blaming Ashley Klein for that? You're blaming Ashley Klein for an awful error count in the first half? Harry Grant's going to get straight on through here. Harry Grant's going to get straight on through. Callan Pong, go Callan, go Callan, go Callan. Callan's going to be 10 metres out. Is that Ashley Klein's fault for that line break? Fit tackle, which Queensland had 2 in the first half. So you're 0 in the first half. They go to the right-hand side. Hamiso to Sam Walker. Sam Walker to Cameron Munster. Munster kicks his ball to the corner. 1-on-1. Jojo Fafita! Jojo Fafita! That's the man! That's the man! That's him, son! Shut your mouth! Shut your mouth! No more disrespect on Jojo's Fafita's fucking name, baby. Shut your mouth. That's him. That's the man. That's him right now. Jojo Fafita, baby. Come on. I'm spitting up this game's not over, Luke. Game's not over, Queensland fans. Just celebrate it, but the game is not over. You need to be careful. Celebrate. Be pride in our state. Be happy for Queensland right now. We are flying at the moment. There's a long way to go. There is a long, long way to go. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe for a new round here. Brian To'o has been monstered by Fafita in this series, mind you. Putting that out there. Jojo fucking Fafita, baby. Let's go. Look, Blues fans, I don't believe that you should be upset with Ashley Klein in this game. I think you should be upset with Laurie Daly. Why are you playing 2 out of your 6-man bench through 60 minutes in the game? Why? That's not Ashley Klein's fault. That's Laurie Daly's fault. You should have genuine concerns in regards to what Laurie Daly's doing. If you lose this game and you don't come back in this last 20, that is on Laurie Daly. That is on Laurie Daly. Why is he not utilising his players? Why is he not utilising his players? I don't get it. Cry more for me, General G. And Tan says, let's go. I'm fired up. They thought Daly can't coach. Both wingers bring me glee. Get Queensland in 3. Love it. 22 minutes to go. Love it. 22 minutes to go. I need to remind New South Wales fans and I need to remind Queensland fans just the same. I said this to Blues fans in the first half and Queensland fans were doubting the first half too. Just be patient. Long way to go. 60 minutes. Now Queensland are up by 12, maybe by 14. Hold on. Sammy Walker. It's a massive kick here. It's a massive kick here for Sammy Walker and he will smack bang that shit right across your damn well forehead. Get the gonads out. Lay it on their forehead, Sam Walker. It's a conversion. 26 points to 12 with 22 and a half minutes to go here. I will remind you, Queensland fans, even though I'm a Queensland fan and I'm excited, I'm happy right now for the Maroons who haven't won in Melbourne since 1995 when I was 1 year old. I will remind you there is still 22 and a half minutes to go here. You need to relax, be excited, but relax. It's never over until the fat lady's singing. It was about this time 3 weeks ago when Callan Pong got sent, mind you. Jess says, I'm in work trying to hide the stream wearing a headset. Ears are ringing. Fire it up, Jess. Come on. So the Blues will kick this one off, and it will be Munster who gives it off to Lindsay Collins. Oh, no! That's what happens. What is with the Queensland forwards in this game? You've just encouraged the Blues back into it, Queensland. You're going to need some good defense here. Lindsay Collins wants to challenge this. Whoa, this is a big challenge. Whoa, this is a big challenge. He said shoulder charge is what Lindsay Collins is challenging here. I'm not reading that out respectfully, someone. Lindsay Collins running in at Reece Robson. Hudson Young. Oh. Oh, dude. So they've cleared the contact, interestingly enough. Well played. Well, again, Devon, don't give up on your team yet. There's still plenty of time here for the Blues. Does Hudson... He doesn't wrap, though. He doesn't wrap his arm. Hudson Young doesn't wrap his arm. How is that not a shoulder charge? What are you talking about, Bunker? Hudson Young doesn't wrap his arm. You can't tell me that his left arm is wrapped. How is that not a shoulder charge? Yeah, everyone, that's incredible. The commentaries have been talking about that. You've just heard Andrew Jones talk about that. How can you say Hudson Young isn't a shoulder charge? He hasn't wrapped his left arm. You're off your head, Chris Butler. You're off your head. That's called a shoulder charge every single game. He hasn't wrapped his left arm. And Taz says that's actually the right call, controversial some. Wrong. He has not wrapped his left arm. You are incorrect if you think that is the correct call. He has not wrapped his left arm, which is why the commentary is talking about it right now, and all the Queenslanders were bewildered. You are incorrect. He does not wrap his left arm. Second tackle here with the Blues, the 5. Exactly right, AZD. How is it not a shoulder charge? It's very clearly. He has not wrapped his left arm. Exactly right, AZD. Isaiah Yo's going to be 5 metres out from the line, third tackle. It's not Ashley Klein's fault there, really, Rifto. That is the Bunker's fault, and now it's going to be a penalty to the Blues. Get him back into it, why don't you, boys? Get him back into it, why don't you, boys? Get him back into it, why don't you? That is insane. So they'll go to Payne Haas. Need to hope the defense is just lined up like it has been in this game so far for Queensland. Yeah, still no interchange from New South Wales is so interesting, Luke. Reece Robson to Nathan Cleary. Cleary, you got to step up now. If you want to be one of the big dogs of Origin, you got to step up right damn well now. Total Quattle's 10 metres out from the line. Why is Collins a grub? What's Collins' problem there? They go to the right-hand side off to Payne Haas. No, Adam Fanor-Blake. He'll be 10 metres away from the line. Third tackle. 14 points the difference. 3 tries to Queensland. Second half, 0 for New South Wales so far. Nathan Cleary to Hudson Young. He'll get slapped down to the 8-4 tackle. Keep this defence up here, Maroons. Hold him out. Reece Robson to Nathan Cleary. Cleary gets it at the back. Munster seen that one. They go at 2-on-2 on the right wing. 2-on-2. Tony Staggs to Magna to Wassay. Get there, get there, get there. Oh, no, that's a try. That's bad defense from Queensland. No one at Wassay gets that. Oh, it comes off the back of a fucked call, but it comes off the back of a no shoulder charge call. So it's a fine try, even not to Wassay. It's nothing wrong from New South Wales there, but it comes off of a dog shit bunker call that has allowed them to get back into this game. So no one at Wassay will score on the wing. There is nothing wrong with the try. He scores on the wing, but it just really is frustrating that it has come off the back of the bunker allowing it because they have been able to give them a free opportunity. It's a great try here from Nona Tuase on individually, though. I love the bunkie. I'm sure you do, Mr. Plumbers. I'm sure you do. 20 minutes to go here of the game, folks. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Queensland will still lead by 8 points. This kick is very crucial here for New South Wales. Hannah says, I was just telling my friend that the game's been reffed well, then they make that call. It's always the way it goes, isn't it? It's always the way it goes, isn't it? It's always the way it goes. Surely Queensland aren't robbed of both games, right? No, surely it won't happen, Lucas. Like, again, the try is fine. It's just that it comes off of the back of a call that was quite clearly a shoulder charge. So, big kick here from the sideline for Nathan Cleary. You would fully expect him to get it, but 19.5 minutes to go here of the game, folks. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Most gifted try ever. It happens every time, doesn't it, Cold Strips? Nathan Cleary, he will make the kick. So, it's going to be 26 points to 18 with 19 minutes to go. It's still a 2-score game. How many legs up do they need? I just can't believe it, man. You know, they're being beaten 26-12. We make a mistake off the back of a clear shoulder charge that is called in every single game. They challenge it and they say that Hudson Young is just making a tackle. How can you say he's making a tackle when his left arm stays like this, his right arm comes in, and then Lindsay Collins makes the error based off of that, and you're telling me that Hudson Young is wrapped? Get off your you're off your head, Bunker. You're off your head as per usual. 19 minutes to go here of the game. So explain to newbies what you tackle. When you tackle, you have to hug the play. You can't try and stop the tackle with a hit up. No, you have to make an attempt to wrap the both arms. You have to be making a tackle. You can't shoulder charge, which is quite literally what Hudson Young did. First tackle now. First tackle, and they will be 10 metres out here from their own line. Brian Tuttle is going to be at the 15 on second tackle. 19 minutes left. Queensland still lead by 8. Next try is crucial in this game. Payne Haas, they're still not making many metres. By the way, they've still not made any metres in the second half. It only came down to that bullshit knock-on call just now that has got them that try again. And also, that's 3 tries they've scored from Queensland knock-ons. 4th tackle here at the 33. James Tedesco goes to the right-hand side. Nathan Cleary, and Cleary's going to put that ball up over the top. That's going to go to Caleb Ponga. Awful kick from Cleary. And now Caleb Ponga is going to get this ball to the 40. Great run, first tackle. So I'm trying to rage bail, you'll be gone. Yeah, exactly right, the Bunnies. Listen to Sam, who's a New South Wales fan too, by the way. That's second tackle here at the 45. Harry Grant, good call, Sam. Jojo Fafita now gets his ball to the 50. Be third tackle. He doesn't have a game, though. Jared says, so I guess if we just put our other hand on the attacker, it's fine, even if it's not wrapped. It's stupid, man. So it's going to be Cameron Munster, and Munster's going to get this ball to the 40 on fourth tackle. New South Wales need to be perfect from here on out. They go to the left-hand side of Sam Walker. Cameron Ponga, quick passing. Hamiso, late hit, by the way. Hamiso, Selwyn kicks the ball through. Hamiso! Shut your fucking mouth, New South Wales. Bang, bang, bang. Ball don't lie. Fuck off. That could be a sin bin as well. Fuck you, Katoni Stags. Fire up, baby. Fire up, baby. This could be a sin bin, by the way. I can't wait to see what this happens. I can't wait to see what happens here. We've just scored a try here from Hamiso. We've just scored a try here through Hamiso. But either way, we're going to come back and we're going to have a look at what happens with Cameron Ponga and back play right there. Fuck you, Katoni Stags. This is a very typical thing. For those who don't like swearing, these streams with the Queensland and Titans games, you're going to have a bit of swearing. So just prepare for that one. When it's not, Cameron Ponga gets the ball offloaded and it's going to be a late hit into the head. It's not a send-off by any stretch of the imagination. It's not. It's a late hit. First contact is probably a little bit low, but it does come in high. Be interesting to see what Ashley Klein calls here, but either way, Hamiso scored. Either way, Hamiso scored. As he says, has to be send-off. I'm going to be fair. I'm going to be fair in my response here and say it's not. I'm going to be fair in my response and say it's not a send-off here. But Hamiso with a try. Honestly, if Radley wasn't banned, this won't be. I'll agree with you there, Hayden. But realistically, this one is late as well. So you're adding in late plus also high. There is a potential chance of a bin here. 17 minutes to go here. As it says, only saving grace will be that Ponga isn't injured. Yeah, because that's what the NRL is doing recently. It's all been about the injuries. Reece Walsh is about to come on the field for Cameron Ponga, by the way, because he'll have to come up for a HIA. So it's 30 points to 18 to Queensland with a kick to come. Mitchell with the $10 redo donation says, please send that fuckwit off. Get around you, Mitchell. Appreciate you for the support. Reece Walsh is about to come on the field here for Cameron Ponga. This could be the end of New South Wales. If we get this kick, it's a 14-point game with 16 minutes to go. High contact in the bin. Get in the bin, you dog. Get in the bin, you dog. Get off the field, Katoni. Get off the field, dog. Off you go. Come on now. Come on now, baby. Let's go. Let's go to a decider, boys. Come on. Let's go to a decider. Slap him now, Queensland. Reece Walsh, come on. Slap him. Slap him. Shove it into him right now. Come on. Off your pop, Katoni. Off your pop. Just like you did. You're lucky to even be here in Origin due to the fact that you were suspended for an elbow into the back of the head during the Roosters game, mind you. He comes on. He had an okay game in game one. And this game he goes and off to the bin. You're enjoying the bin quite a lot lately, aren't you, Katoni? Come on. Come on. On the road, Jack. Off your pop. No more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Jared says, oh boy, Walsh can do a lot of damage with 16 minutes and with the tired bodies of New South Wales and a man down even New South Wales. Let's get it. I don't want to hear a single damn well complaint from New South Wales fans in regards to that bin, by the way. I don't want to hear it after game one. I don't want to hear it, son. I don't want to hear it, but Selwyn Cobbo, what a game he's had, and a great kick through for Hamiso Tabuwaffado, and a great bounce up. Selwyn Cobbo's my man of the match, by the way. Ethan Strange on the touchline here. By the way, Blues fans, if you lose this, you can blame Laurie Daly. Sam Walker, he will make the kick. 14-point game with 16 minutes to go here. Queensland is far up, son. Far up. Come on. Whoa. 16 minutes to go. Don't forget, guys, we'll be live for Portugal versus DR Congo and England versus Croatia later on tonight. We've got the under-19 State of Origin tomorrow. But Ethan Strange will come on the field right now with 16 minutes to go. And entertain us, the Strange of Appy is Daly's first good call. I can't believe Laurie Daly took 60 minutes to make more than two players subbed in his team. Crazy. Haven't been quiet, showed some class there too. That was brilliant. Short kick off here by the Blues, and that won't go the 10, baby. Come on, then. Come on, then. Kicking across the body is an interesting choice there. That's an interesting choice. Even the Kiwi says, Hammer being quiet, shows some class there too. Even says, on to game 3. We will see. There's still 15 minutes to go here, but you'd be pretty confident Blues can't come down from a man behind. That didn't even go past the halfway point, really, by the way. So Queensland, they are going to be at the 40. No, sorry, they're going to be at the 50. Okay. Max Plath is now going to be second tackle to 45. Score a try here and it's all over. Score a try here and it's all over. Sack Laurie, these subs have been woeful. I agree with you, Brenton. Obviously, I'm a Queensland fan and it's benefited me, but I agree with you. This has been awful coaching from Laurie Daly here today. But you have to go into game 3 with him. You can't change a coach halfway through the series. It's just not possible. You just don't do it. But I will also say, if Kalen Ponga doesn't get sent in game 1, you've already lost the series. Harry Grant's right through. Lindsay Collins, baby. Oh, where are all those Blues fans giving it to me that their series is over in game 1, eh? 36-18, big old Lindsay Collins. 36-18, big old Lindsay Collins. Slap. Slap, 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 slap. Slap, 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 slap. A 50 bomb is on here. 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 Come on, baby. This is going to be a conversion from right in front to 12 points. Let's get that 50 bomb, son. Just a reminder, if Kalen Ponga doesn't get sent off controversial in game 1, this series is already finished. Corey says, let's go Queensland. Ben says, bada bing, bada bong, baby. Hey. JC says, Harry Grant might be man of the match. Harry Grant might be man of the match, but Selwyn Cobbo has been unbelievable, man. 2 tries, a try assist. It's been unbelievable. Everyone says, has a team won an Origin series after a 50 bomb? It's a great question. I don't think so. I wouldn't imagine so. I wouldn't imagine so. Yeah, they'll get the kick here, Holly. They'll get the kick. It's right in front. Jared says, we all know nothing beats a decider in Suncorp. The issue is that New South Wales have won both their last 2 games at Suncorp. They won game 1 at Suncorp last year. They won a decider at Suncorp 2 years ago. Now, granted, Queensland won a decider last year in New South Wales in game 3. However, Queensland have not won here since 1995. Queensland have not won in Melbourne since 1995. And you cannot tell me that Queensland overall was not the better team in game 1. Queensland clearly have been the better team here in game 2. We come here at Suncorp, 3 weeks' time. I don't believe we're going to lose 3 games in a row at Suncorp. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Devon says, Loz was a better player than he is a coach. Useless man, well played, Queensland. Absolutely, I agree. I don't think Laurie Daly should be a coach. I don't believe he should be a coach. Karma wasn't letting Queensland lose this one, son. Refs can't help New South Wales this one at time. Omega did. Well, they did. They tried. They tried. The bunker for the last one, not calling that shoulder charge against Hudson Young. And then Mark Norton Tawase scoring in the right corner. Converted 38-18, 20-point game, baby. Hey, that's another try for Lindsay Collins. Another try for Lily Collins. What the hell did I just say? I'm just excited. Lily Collins? Lindsay Collins? I don't know what I said. All I know is 38-18, mother bitch. 38-18, mother bitch. Beautiful. Where I belong to Suncorp Stadium for game 3. The decider. Take me home. Come on, you big dogs. 13.5 minutes to go. Will that go the 10? It will go the 10, and it will come back here for Queensland. Kalen Ponga at the 25. First tackle. Let's get it, Queensland. New South Wales are team of champions. Queensland champion team. It's what we do, Cosrib. Second tackle now for the Maroons. They'll beat the 33. Jared says the atmosphere in game 3 is going to be incredible like it always is at Suncorp. Hopefully, mate. Born Bond Servant says, good Maroon. Fire up in Papua New Guinea. We love you guys over there. Faye Reese says up the Queenslanders. Seven says the Socceroos are good. Maybe we're going to slap the Americans on Saturday too. Slap the Yanks on Saturday. Get into them. They go to the right hand side. Harry Grant. Sam Walker. Sam Walker steps inside. They'll be 43 metres out. Ooh, just don't get done by 5th penalty, Queensland. You cry more. Do your talking, walking, Reese. Do your talking, walking, Robson. On your bike, son. Do your talking, walking. Do your crying on your bike as you're down the damn well peninsula in Melbourne. On your bike, son. Charlotte says, up the mighty Maroons. Steve says, Queensland, well done. Also, just a reminder for Blues fans, you might be new to this channel. This is what happens. You guys slapped me in game 1. I'm going to slap you here. You know, this is how it happens. This is rugby league. This is sport. You know, we're passionate about it. You know, I had to deal with your shit in game 1, and I lost my mind at the Ashley Klein call. And I dealt with it, but we're always here every single game, win, lose, or draw. We're always here fighting on for every game. So, look, I know you're not going to like this one, you Blues fans, but you've got plenty of opportunity to slap me in game 3 if we lose that one. Harry Grant goes to the right-hand side of Cameron Munster. Munster at the back here to Sam Walker. Callum Ponga off to Robert Toya. Robert Toya here at the 10. He's going to push the 5 on third tackle. Now, Crow in the first half with those tries and errors. What did I say, X-Factor? I said, be patient, son. Take it easy, baby. Take it easy. Munster over the top. He's going to throw it off to Selwyn Cobbo. Would love a hat trick for Selwyn Cobbo in this game, but he won't get it there. Harry Grant now at the ball at 20. Gets it back here to Max Platt, and Max Platt's going to run this ball strong. Strong to the 13 on 4 tackle. Cleary, where have you been in today? Mitchell Moses, where have you been in today? Wherever your big dog's been in the clutch. Cameron Munster gets it off here to Trent Loiero. Loiero to Sam Walker. Sam Walker kicks his ball through. Hamiso coming through. Tedesco gets it in goal. Dropout coming up. Put the pressure on him. Squeeze him, Queensland. Squeeze him. Squeeze him, son. Tiger Woods is New South Wales fans. Raindrops keep falling on my head. But that doesn't mean you're gonna get slapped today. Oh, wait. No, you got slapped today. But New South Wales get this ball to about the 15, and it will be Selwyn Cobbo grabs the ball. 10 minutes to go here at the game, folks. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. We are going to a decider, baby. We are going to a decider. Lads, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to a decider. But are you going to concede 50? Harry Grant, Ruben Cotter back to Harry Grant. He'll get it across here to Tino. Would love a try here for Tino. Would love a try here for Tino. Tino! So close. 3 meters out. So close. Harry Grant at the back here to Sam Walker. Walker to Callum Ponga. Callum Ponga's going to go through. He'll be 3 meters out. Fit tackle. Can Queensland find a way right now? Harry Grant out the back to Sam Walker. Sam Walker gets it across to Munster. He's going to have to go down because there was a player ran in front of him, and it will be a fit tackle turnover. Oh, no, this is last tackle. Okay, so it was wrong on the screen. Harry Grant to Loiero. Loiero offloads out the back. It's going to be play on 6 again for the Maroons. Come on. Raylene says, where's New South Wales? We can't see you. Please stand up. Let us hear you. Queensland right inside. Sam Walker. 6 again if Queensland 3 meters out. It says talking smack and you guys suck. Get into them, Queenslanders. They gave it to us in game 1. Get into them. Get into them, son. Series would have been over if Ashley Klein wasn't involved with game 1. Second tackle now. The beautiful thing is that Blues fans can't actually use Ashley Klein's excuse here. It's just Laurie Daly. They've got to blame. Munster. He's going to step around. They score a try here, and the footy bomber is on. Don't like it, but that one player is a joke. Let our team down. Who's that one player? Oh, it might be a bin. Oh, well, he went off the mark to play the ball. Okay. Third tackle, Harry Grant to Maxi Platt. He's going to be 1 meter away from the line. Nearly lost that ball there. Watching from Port Vila, Vanuatu. Get around here, Sam. In Vanuatu, Harry Grant to Cameron Munster. Munster at the back here. Callum Ponga. Hamiso. Selwyn Cobbo for a hat trick. It's a hat trick. Oh, we're going to the bunker first here. We're just going to check the grounding here from Selwyn Cobbo. He's got no try here, Ashley Klein. You better damn well hope this is a no try, son. You better hope it is. Selwyn Cobbo. Here, the big feet. I think his foot's going to go out here. His foot. Oh! It's a hat trick. I think he stayed in here, son. To the scoop, this is Joffy. Oh, so the Queensland weren't just simply the better team today? That's a try, baby. That's a try, son. Give it to me. Give it to me good, son. Come on. Just need to clear the feet here. Give it to me because he's put that ball down. He hasn't knocked it on. Bing, bang, boom, bong. It's a hat trick. Bum, 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 ba-da-da-da, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum. You know this is a try, Bunker. You're trying so desperately to take this away from him. That is a TRY try time. Give it to him, baby. Give it to him, baby. Give it to him, baby. Slap those Blues down and bend them over. Bang! Give me that fitty bomb, son. Give me that fitty bomb, baby. Give me. Give me that fitty bomb. I want it. I can taste it. I can smell it, Blues fans. Oh my goodness me, I can smell a fitty bomb here. I can smell it. Whiff it in. Baby, whiff it in. Do it with me, Queenslanders. Fitty bomb. I can smell it in the air. Come on. A good old school Ryan Braden says, I can smell it, get it in, I can whiff it in. Selwyn covered with a hat trick and a try assist. Game in a bloody man match. This has to be the most animated I've seen you ever. I love it. Keep it up. Sniff it in, Stephen. 7:44 to go here. Big kick from Sam Walker, though. Really exposing the issues New South Wales had in the first half of game one. This is the highest score Queensland has ever gotten in 11 years, by the way. So Queensland, Sam Walker, I can smell it in the air. The fitty bomb, it's 44 points. 44 points. Oh boy, it's here, Queenslanders. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. It's here. If you are a Blues fan still watching this stream, I actually do genuinely commend you, because it wouldn't be easy. I know I wouldn't be as a Queenslander fan watching a Blues victory like this, even though I'm streaming every game, so I can't do that. But I commend you. We love every single game of rugby league. And we're fired up right now. 44-18, 7.5 minutes to go. Give me that fitty, baby. I want it. I smell it. I dream of it. I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. Feel it in my toes. Yeah. Holly says 11 years, unbelievable. Jared says, when was the last time Queensland put fitty on New South Wales? 2015 decider. That'll be 2026 game 2. So 7 minutes to go here at the game. And Finafiwiaki comes on the field to be at the 25. So it's clear again now, played by every 7 in Origin New South Wales fan. It's a great point. Tina Fasimalawi, third tackle. I would love a try for Tino. Oh, my goodness me, I would love a try for Tino. Maxi Platt will bring this ball to the 40 on 4 tackle. That's going to be Harry Grant. Munster gives it to Britton Nakora, who gets the ball to the 45 on 5th tackle. I might have to drop the fitty bomb, give prematurely, and get myself banned to top this nightmare off. You love it. They're going to let this ball come down to the 5, and no one at the Wase, who's actually been pretty solid today, attacking-wise. But what did I say pre-game? Defensively susceptible. Defensively susceptible. And they have Target, the inexperienced, down that right edge. And Selwyn Cubbo has had a field day there. Scoring a hat-trick, getting a try assist. A bada bing, bada boom. It's been beautiful from Selwyn Cubbo and Amiso down that left wing. Ravenclaw says go to Maroons. Katoni Stats comes back on the field. Hudson Young, first big run of the day, big boy. 4th tackle out to 25. Corey Scaines with the $2 donation says bet 1. Appreciate you, Corey, for supporting the channel. You're a legend, mate. Isaiah Yo bringing this ball to the 35. Amazing. Oh, by the way, amazing, Laurie Daly. You reckon you could have used a guy like Kamali Olakawatu today? Or maybe not? That'll come straight through to Callum Ponga here at the 20. I'm surprised he never came off the field, by the way. I am surprised. Callum Ponga at the 30. 5.5 minutes to go here at the game. Johnson Pass says, poor Appy deserved to be on man, but this brain dead coach has my head in. Laurie Daly has to be criticised for this game. He has to be criticised for this whole series. Because I'm telling you, New South Wales fans, this is not... 1 second. They're saying 91,671 people in attendance for this record. Breaking Queensland win here down in Melbourne, and would it be good to get a 50 bomb for them? Wouldn't it be good to get a 50 bomb for them? I promise you, New South Wales fans, without the controversial call, and I think you know this, without that controversial call in game 1, the series would have been over already going into Queensland for a game 3. But obviously, Queensland here, grabbed by James Tedesco at the 3. 4 minutes 50 to go. 91k, good effort, great effort. Max Pluff has been unbelievable today, by the way. His work rate, his work ethic has been just absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning here today. Rifto also said flow state. Sorry, those ones don't really kind of pop up in the chat. They kind of have just the same color as a normal comment. So I would have missed that one, man. But thank you very much for that. I just saw the GIF thing in the chat up top. Nathan Cleary gets absolutely smacked at the 24. First time I've seen him all night. 4 tackle. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow we'll be live for the under-19s Queensland New South Wales game. Isaiah Yeo hits that off the boot. It'll be fit tackle at 25. About sums it up for New South Wales in this game. Nathan Cleary is going to whack that ball up, and that's only going to go to about the 50. He's just going to put that up in the air. That's going to bounce off of a Queenslander here. Still Blues ball. Callum Ponga's going to charge it down. No idea why he's done that. And now it's a 6 again here for the Blues. Aiden Strange has got it. He'll get that ball up to Tedesco. I'm telling you, every single try today for the Blues has come off of an error from Queensland. It's actually amazing, eh? You actually haven't scored based off of your own hard-earned tries, mind you. But don't forget, Portugal versus DR Congo in a couple of hours' time. We'll also have England versus Croatia. Nathan Cleary is going to get taken down here to the 13 on second tackle. And then we'll have under-19s Queensland versus New South Wales tomorrow. 6 again here for the Blues. Cameron Murray at the 5 on first tackle. We will be live. Yes, Holly will be live for Portugal versus DR Congo. Isaiah Yeo so close. 2 minutes out from the line. Second tackle. Oh, he's never scored an Origin try. He's been denied his first one. Hudson Young. Oh, well done. How has he not scored there? That's amazing. That is amazing how he hasn't scored that. He reached out as hard as he could, but Mitchell Barnett, he will score under the post. Well done, Blues. Well done. Last try wins, eh? Last try wins, Blues fans. Hold on, I'm just going to send a voice message here to a Blues fan of mine. A Blues friend of mine. Hold on 1 second. Oh, I see my last message from you, sir. Is you feeling nervous, girls? No, I'm not feeling too nervous right now, big boy. Hey, but last try wins, eh? If only. If only, sir. Oh, no. Oh, no, sir. No. Oh, boy. I have to get into him. See you on the next one, mate, Gary. All right, you going to be on for the football tonight? It's going to be a good one. Comeback is on, lagging. Well, at least you might not give up the old fitty bomb. 2 minutes 45 to go, though. Oh, boy. Barnett's first Origin try as well, I believe. Probably. Jared says, Barnett's first Origin try. Cheers, Blaze. Can't wait for game 3 with the Blues and something again. Night when Queensland rewrote the record books. Mr. Brightside. What does 3044 mean, by the way, Hobbit? Why have you gone 2,444 and now 3,044? But 2:45 to go here at the game. What a beautiful song in the background. I'm doing just fine. Gotta get 50. Come on, Queensland. Come on. Sax isn't embarrassing to say New South Wales. You weren't coming back anyway, mate. Mitchell Barnett's going to be at the 15 on first tackle. 2.5 minutes to go here. Well, lucky Blues. I think you're going to survive a Fetty Bomber scare. The Queenslanders will still get one more set. But we go to Suncorp in 3 weeks' time for a decider. Winner takes all bopper, son, at Suncorp Stadium. Could you ask for any more? I don't think so. Tony Staggs, he'll get taken down. He gets the offload away to to Dylan Lucas at the 50 on 4 tackle. Haven't seen Lucas do much today, by the way. Oh, knock on from Nathan Cleary. Welcome, big boy. We do get a decider in the kill. We do. Queensland, I sniff it. I smell it right now, a pretty bum. I can smell it in there. Minute 45 to go. The game ends in a minute 55, Ollie. Queenslander. Welcome to the damn well show, son. This is the second highest scoring Origin ever. 68 points. The highest was game 3 in 2000 when New South Wales won 56-16. 56-16. And that was I think the last result before Queensland went and slapped his 8 years in a row, by the way. Second tackle of Queensland. Come on, a fitty bomb. Come on. We want a fitty bomb right now. We can smell it, Queensland. Give us the fitty. Sam Walker gives it up to Trent Loiero. And Trent Loiero is going to be at the 35 on third tackle. Chop up the next one. I don't know, man. That guy's going to focus on himself a little bit, to be fair. Cameron Munster, he's going to step onto the inside. He has to go down here on 4th tackle at 33. Not a great set here. They probably aren't going to get fitty bombed. All right, they go to the right-hand side, and Tino is going to be now at the 25 on fit tackle. Can they pull out a bit of a miracle here? Oh, no, Tino's grabbing his left leg. I think it's just a cramp, though. I think it's just a cramp. Coming Munster. Munster, he'll just get taken down a fit tackle, and that's going to be all she wrote, son. After this game finishes, by the way, guys, we will go through some of the stats to read out what's been happening. We will go through some of the stats here at full time. What a game here from the Maroons, though. What a game. Beautiful, baby. 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll see you in 3 weeks, son. Suncorp Stadium for the decider. Queensland will win 44-24. And I tell you, the most interesting thing to point out right now is that it took 60 minutes for the Blues to use more than 2 substitutions, and the only tries that the Blues scored, they came all off of Queensland errors. This series would be over without the controversy in the 58th, 60th minute of the last game. Queensland with a better team with the first 60. Queensland with a better team for the full 80 here. It's a worrying sign here for the Blues because they're not getting up for Laurie Daly right now, and they've got to really rethink this and really think about this going into Game 3 and the side of 3 weeks' time, which we'll obviously be live for. Now, guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Let's go through these stats here to really knuckle it out. So 44-24 to the Maroons at the end of the game here in the MCG. The first time Queensland have won here since 1995. You go to the try scorers for Blues. Kotoni Staggs, Mark Nonatawase, and Mitchell Barnett. All of them off of errors from Queensland. 4 conversions here for Nathan Cleary from 4. And 1 sin bin in the 63rd minute for Kotoni Staggs. You go to Queensland. Their try scorers Trent Loiero, Selwyn Cobbo, Jojo Fafita, Hamiso Tapuwafido, Lindsay Collins, and Selwyn Cobbo with the conversions 7 from 7 from Sam Walker. He was pinpoint perfection today, plus the penalty that he took. Now, possession-wise, Queensland, it was 51-49 in the first half. It's now 55-45. Queensland clearly dominated the possession in the second half. Time of possession, 30 minutes 16 to Queensland, 24 minutes 52 for New South Wales. You're looking for across a game 50 minutes. Here there was 54-52, so very, very healthy. Not as much in the second half as the first half, but that's because the tries were obviously scored. You go down to the completion rate. 80% is what you're looking for across a game. 92% for Queensland. Pinpoint perfection, baby. 39 from 42. That's very, very good. And then you got 78% here for the Blues, which is 32 from 41. Not quite the 80%. It just simply wasn't good enough there. Mega Phoenix says, can't wait to go to work to roast my Blues workmate who said Queensland will lose in Melbs. Oh, well, they did not, did they? But the completion rate definitely won there by Queensland by a far margin. We go to the attack. 173 runs. Now, just remember, in the first half, the Blues were winning with an equal amount of runs by 30 metres. In the first half, the Blues were winning by about 30 metres with the same amount of runs. 173 runs for 1,321 run metres to Queensland's 194 for 1,621 run metres. With 21 extra runs, they have gone for an extra 300 metres. That doesn't make sense, especially considering that Queensland are still 320 odd behind the 10 metres in average per run that you're looking for, compared to the Blues at 170, who are 380 odd. Oh, no, sorry, 310 odd behind the 10 metres in average per run. But the point is that Queensland dominated the run meters in the second half and absolutely slaughtered it. On post-contact meters, Queensland were down by 60 metres at halftime. They won the post-contact 456 to 439. Now, the Blues had those 21 less runs, but at the end of the day, the post-contact, by the end of the game, Queensland did take the lead there. Line break 7-2 Queensland. That is just simply obvious to see who won that battle. Tackle breaks a whopping 41 here for Queensland to 32 for New South Wales. Across a game, 15 to 17 turns into 30 to 34. So Queensland missed 32 tackles, which is in the average range, whilst 41 tackle breaks for Queensland means New South Wales missed 41 tackles. That's not good. That's in the bad range. Average set distance, 25 metres and below is pathetic to the stream off. 25 to 30 is disgusting. 30 to 35 is underwhelming. 35 to 40 is hitting the marker. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic. And 50 plus is essentially perfect. Well, 32.22 is underwhelming there for the Blues. They were not making the meters. It was very evident throughout this game. It was so obvious the entire time. Whilst Queensland at 38.3, it's just doing the job. It's not great, but they clearly were winning by about 6 meters per set on average. The average play the ball speed, it got slower from New South Wales. It got slower than 3.94. It went to 4.01. That is England National Rugby League team. That is English Super League levels of slow. That is ridiculous. It is not good enough for Origin. That is why you lost this game. You are not quick enough with the play the ball. You are way too slow to put Queensland on the back foot. Whilst Queensland, just an average play the ball speed of 3.56 in between the 3.4 to 3.59 category range. You go to the offloads. Well, 12 is, pretty decent for New South Wales. Nothing crazy, but decent. Queensland a lot more safe and reliable here, where they weren't trying to get those offloads. Only a measly 3. You go to the force dropouts. 1-0 Queensland. Kick refusal is 50%. Queensland 29% for the Blues. The effective tackle percentage. Now Queensland did slip down a little bit in this second half compared to that first half. They were 90% plus. Now they're 86.61%, which is actually underwhelming. So 304 tackles is below the typical 160 to 180, because that would be 320 to 340. So 304 is actually 16 below, but prior to the halftime, they were above. 16 below. Missed tackles is 32, so an average missed tackles at full time would be about 30 to 34. Bang smack in the middle of the average there with 32. And then the ineffective tackles was 15. So the average ineffective tackles across a game would go from 5 to 7 to 10 to 14. They were one above the average there. That's not great. So that means that 47 bad tackles in the entire game through 304 tackles made, which is underneath the average. The ineffective tackles really, really hurt them there. And the missed tackles in the second half did blow out a little bit. And then New South Wales, they actually improved into the second half. They dropped off 1% themselves, but they're still in the hitting the job category. Pretty solid category here of 88.56. They're happy with that. 356 tackles made is well above that typical 320 to 340 average tackles made. 356 is 16 above that. The missed tackles is 41. Average missed tackles would be 30 to 34. So they were above by 7 missed tackles on what you would typically see. And the ineffective tackles of 5, well, that's fantastic, because the ineffective tackles average across a whole game is 10 to 14. They had 5 lower than that. So 46 bad tackles with an extra 52 more tackles made than Queensland, whilst Queensland had the 47 bad tackles. And that's why New South Wales won the defensive battle. But at the end of the day, Queensland did win 44 to 22. You go to the errors across a game. 6 and below is really good. 7 to... 6 and below is really good. 7 to 12 would be average. 7 to 12 would be average, and then 13 and above is awful. So Queensland had 7, which is on the average category, not too many. 12 errors there for the Blues. 3 and below. So that would then be 6 and below, yeah. And then 4, I would have thought would be 8, but no, it's 7. Anyway, we're not used to doing these full-time stats, to be fair. But long story short, that's an average amount of errors there for the Blues. It wasn't as much as it could have been. Penalties conceded 5-2 against the Blues. They were all this one today. All the calls, I didn't have a problem with Ashley Klein today, besides the one call which should have been a shoulder charge against Hudson Young. But that's more so in the bunker than anybody else. Ruck infringements, 4-0 against Queensland. Inside 10 metres, 2-1 against New South Wales, and 2-0 on reports with the one sin bin, which was absolutely legitimate. So overall, Queensland clearly just dominated this game. They were the better team, and we will see them in the decider in 3 weeks' time. Someone says, Hudson Young dead set the only good player on New South Wales tonight. Koala and To'o were also decent, but not enough ball. Hudson Young was solid. Really missing the guys like Nathan Cleary, Mitchell Moses, Reece Robson, and even so much as say James Tedesco didn't do too much today. The New South Wales spine, unfortunately, was just not good enough. It just simply was not good enough here today, and that's why Queensland were able to go and get the job done. Xander Isaac says, Cleary is just tired of seeing Walshy cry from being beaten how many times he gave him this win. Hi, Xander. Do you realise that Queensland won the series last year? Raylene says, oh my gosh, Blues won, let's go. No, they definitely did not. I'll be back for the soccer stream later. Let's get around here, Brenton. Sam Calmont says, wow, Queensland love from Port Vila Vanuatu. Well done, get around you. Can't wait for game 3. We'll be live. We'll be rocking and rolling. Jake says, anyone seeing Cleary tonight? No. Dave says, did the sin bin hurt us, man? You were never coming back. You never looked likely in this game. You had absolutely next to jack shit meters that were being made on every single set, seen by the underwhelming amount of average set distance by the end of the game. You never looked likely. You only got a try from Mark Nwatawase off of the back of an awful call where Hudson Young does not wrap his left arm. He clearly comes in with a shoulder charge. I can't believe the bunker has called that a legitimate tackle attempt when he's come in, hit him with the shoulder here, and his left arm is hanging and dangling by his body. Without that, no one until I say doesn't score. But also, the Blues were never in this in the second half. They were never making meters. The first 3 sets that the Blues had in this game, in the second half, they went for 21 meters, 12 meters, and I think the next one was like 16 meters. That was their first 3 sets. For clarification, 25 and under is turn the stream off. It's pathetic. 25 to 30 is disgusting. 30 to 35 is underwhelming. 35 to 40 is hitting the marker. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic. And 50 plus is perfect. They went 21, 12, and like 16. That's 3 putrid sets. Putrid sets. If under 25 is turn the stream off, under 20 should be delete the team and send them to Tajikistan. That's what under 20 meters per set should get, and they had 2 of them in the first 3 sets of the second half. What do you want Moses to do when he isn't the organizer? Moses should be the 7 or not selected at all. He isn't a ball runner. That's a great question. That's a great point. I would say that Moses, when he can see that Nathan Cleary isn't doing his job correctly, turn it on. Own the position then. Own the decisive playmaker. If Cleary's struggling, own it. Take it over. Because I guarantee you if Sam Walker's struggling, Cameron Munster will decide to take over. I guarantee you that if Munster is struggling, Walker is going to be that game decisive. And Walker is the game decisive 7. But I promise you that other teams you will see when one of their halves is struggling and obviously not getting into the game and they need a decisive 7. Well, Mitchell Moses, you've done it before. Take the onus upon yourself. It's a hero or zero play. Be the hero. If you end up being a 0, well, guess what? It's not like Nathan Cleary is going to get the regards because he hasn't been good either. I would rather see Mitchell Moses risk it for the biscuit and take control of the game away from Nathan Cleary when he clearly cannot get the game in control. Would you disagree with that? Honestly, just focus on the first half. You can focus on the first half all you damn well like. WHMB says, yeah, boy up the Maroons, baby. Love you, mate. No duty. Get around. Appreciate you, WHMB. Big game this one. And we'll see you in 3 weeks' time for the big one. Queensland of Fletch. Get into them. Get into them. Walker man of the match over Cobbo. Walker got man of the match? Damn, I would have said Harry Grant or Selwyn Cobbo. Georgia Feeder was really good as well. Sam Walker got man of the match. I would have probably gone with Cobbo. But then again, Walker is a spinal position. Walker is a spinal position, so it does make sense. But anyway, guys, that's going to do us here for this stream. I'm going to jump off. We will see you for rugby league action. We'll see you tomorrow for the under-19s rugby league origin. But we will be live tonight for Portugal versus DR Congo in 8, 9, 10, 11. In about 4.5 hours' time, we'll be live for Portugal versus DR Congo in the FIFA World Cup. And then after that finishes, about 45 minutes later, we will be live for the next game, which is England versus Croatia. I'm probably not going to do the Ghana versus Panama game. I may do it still, but I probably won't. And I won't be doing the last game, which is Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan versus somebody I can't think of their name right now. But we're probably going to give those 2 a skip because it's going to be a hectic weekend. But guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Actually, you know what? Puff and Toot, pretty ordinary refereeing yet again. I want to hear this before I leave. Okay, Puff and Toot. Tell me what the ordinary refereeing was. Besides the fact that I will complain about Hudson Young's shoulder charge, what do you disagree with in that game? I'm going to push you for this, Puff and Toot. I'm going to push you for it. What was the ordinary refereeing in this game? Just before we go here. I can't wait to see it because I thought that Ashley Klein was pretty solid tonight, besides the fact that there was one call in the first half that I thought should have been a penalty to New South Wales, and there was one call in the first half where I thought Mitchell Moses knocked the ball on. It should have been Queensland ball. And then obviously the Hudson Young call. No try, Cobbo. What? Cobbo's clearly was a try. What are you talking about? Oh, Blues fans aren't really. Seriously, you're not complaining about that. There's no way, Puff and Toot. You're complaining about that? That was a clear try. There is no question marks in regards to the Selwyn Cobbo try. What are you talking about? His foot is clearly in bounds and he puts the ball down with his fingers. You're kidding. That's it. I'm going to jump off. If that's what if you're scraping at that, that's hilarious. If you are scraping at that, that is incredible. That is incredible. No, client said no try. Okay, so Puff and Toot. now I understand that you're coming from a Queensland perspective. Sure, but also I can understand why he's come from that perspective because he's over on this side. I'm glad that I can understand your perspective now rather than saying that I assumed that you were saying it was a no try and it was the wrong call, right? So I can see from Ashley Klein's perspective as he is over there, he doesn't know where the foot is. It was still very, very close to going out. And the ball was close to being dropped. I was always pretty happy with the ball going down. It was just more so if his foot goes to the sideline. It was very, very close. It was very, very close. So, yeah. What about the play at the ball guy hitting the back? What? What about the played at ball guy hitting the back? Are you talking about Hudson Young where his hand was up like this? If you're talking about the Hudson Young, well, first off, you don't even know who it was. Second off, his hand goes up like this. It's a natural reaction, but at the end of the day, he is running forward. His hand goes up. That is called as a 6 again and a played at. Because, unless you're talking about Max Plath, that's always called a played at there. You're talking about for Max Plath when it was called 6 again for New South Wales and they broke away after a really bad attacking set from them and a really good defensive set. I understand where you come from. So basically, Max Plath is running towards the kicker. So he's putting pressure onto the kicker. By putting that pressure onto the kicker, that is then assumed that he's playing at the ball. So even if you turn your back and the ball hits your back, you're still making the directive play to put pressure on the kicker. So that is a risk in itself because if they take the kick and they hit you, then they will claim that as played at. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yeah. One call makes it ordinary. I can see where he's trying to come from, but I can tell him he's wrong with both of these instances. But it's not that it's a negative thing against you, Hip Up and Toot. It's great that you're asking these questions. But the one with Max Plath as he turns his back because he is coming towards the ball, because he's coming towards the kicker, that's why they will reward the kicking team because he's putting that pressure on. Carnegie says, did we get the Robert Toy replay? Did not see that just yet. But anyway, guys, that's going to do us here for today. I'll be live for some football later on. I'll be live for some rugby league tomorrow. And we've got every game this weekend as well, the rugby league that we will be live for. So do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. It's been a massive stream today. Gee whiz, it's been an absolutely massive stream here today that I'm sure I'm about to see quite a few damn well people come through. So I will see you later on. I appreciate you getting around you up at Queensland. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.